and baloney, kicking it like a rolling, chilling with my homies. Chicken wing, hot dog and baloney, kicking it like a rolling, chilling with my homies.
Welcome to the Other 98% podcast, presented by me, Ryan Grondin, the worst arm wrestler in the world. And I'm here tonight with Ed Teixeira, and we're going to do his interview because he's such a nice guy that he agreed to do an interview even after watching some of my other interviews. So thank you, Ed, for letting me do this.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks,
a lot
man.
of fun.
So let's start with some basics. First
Very good.
off, you're on Team Philly, right?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with Team Philly?
Since I began polling, which is January this year.
Oh, okay. So you're like right around that year mark.
Yes. So be
Give or
about a year.
take.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
And how old are you?
I'm 33.
33. Do you feel that that's old to be getting into it or young?
I don't think it's the worst.
Right.
Younger would obviously is better, especially in this sport, I feel. But I'm definitely not too old. I'm in the middle. But it's better now than never, I would say.
Yeah, and you got guys like Paul Lynn and Todd Hutchins that got into it like in their late 30s or mid 30s.
Right. There's guys in 40s, 50s that even get started. So it's not too bad. It could be worse.
Right. That's true. How did you get into the sport? Like, what led you to end up at Team Philly or even arm wrestling at all?
Well, I mean, first off, I've always loved arm wrestling. Always thought it was cool. I guess I had no knowledge about any clubs or anything like that around there. I didn't even look into it really. Always loved it though. But my buddy Ray, who you did an interview with, Ray, I saw like one time on his Instagram, he was like pulling out a WAL tournament in Scranton. And I was like, dude, where is this? Like, you're arm wrestling? I'm like, what? Like, it was just something. That's awesome. So from there, he was like going to started practice with Team Philly, I noticed. And I didn't join. I thought it was awesome, and so I knew he got me started pretty much. Like, he led me the way to get to Team Philly, pretty much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't join right away because I was a little too focused at the time on strongman.
Yeah.
And then I got slowly into arm wrestling, whatever. And then pretty much through him, it led me to the way to the Team Philly, and that's like cool. Steve, and then there you go.
But do you feel like the strongman stuff and the fitness stuff that you do helps with the arm wrestling?
I mean, I would say any strength background would help with arm wrestling. I mean, it's better than just coming off the couch, I would say, like, I have decent grip strength, so I think the grip can help a lot with arm wrestling. But through bodybuilding, through strongman, we weren't taught to have a really strong wrist flexion, so that's completely new to me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, arm wrestling, so that's completely new to me, learning things like that. But yeah, I would say if you have a strength background, it's definitely going to help a little bit, no doubt.
You've obviously caught up quick with the flexion.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Is there anything that you know now after being about a year in that you wish you knew when you started, as far as like maybe training differently or something you would have worked on a little bit differently?
I mean, to be honest, it's only been like the fact that it's only been a year. I can't say that I regret anything because it's like I've learned from everything in a way, even from day one. I mean, I've learned from everything. So even if I made a mistake along the way, it was probably good to learn that mistake. So you kind of, So I wouldn't say I regret anything or I would change anything. I think so far it's been a good learning curve.
That's good.
If anything, maybe I guess the one thing I learned is that maybe just one time a week with table time is probably more than enough.
Yeah.
Especially for recovery purposes, and especially in my case, if I want to do other things like strongman, I gotta like play around that. So
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I would say I have no regrets so far. I've been, everything is a learning experience. Yeah.
So. Now, did you find I found that it took me a little while to figure out a good balance between table time and going to practice, and then you know, in the beginning, you're in pain for a couple days, and then doing your workouts, and then, you know, you're sore from working out, and then all of a sudden it's practice again. Like, it took me a while to really get that down to a science where it made sense and I wasn't just injured all the time.
Yes, that's definitely something I think we all experience in the beginning. It's like, how the hell do I balance my training now, or how do I balance my recovery, my pain with table time? It's a little, I think, you know, for beginners, that we all need to understand that it's going to be pretty painful and bad in the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's, and I mean, how about you? I'm guessing for you, you're probably better off now, right? With the pain and everything, you can manage it better now.
Yeah. I just I'm almost to the 6 month mark.
Right.
And I used to have pain for like almost a good week when I first started. And now it's down to like, sometimes not at all. Sometimes just that evening, and then I'm fine in the morning. So it depends how hard you go, you know?
Right. Sometimes you get some kinks here and there from, like, you know, if you overdid it, but and generally it gets better. So I think I think for all of us, we just got to understand that as a beginners, like, it's going to be tough at first. You're going to learn how to manage it, how to manage your training around the arm wrestling, how to manage pain around table time. I think eventually you manage that, and your tendons and stuff and ligaments adapt, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it sucks in the beginning. Everyone says, right? It sucks in the beginning.
Plus, in the beginning, I was going full force all the time, trying to be strong, you know, thinking, oh, I'm doing the right thing. And now I don't at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even with the newer guys, like, I'm more letting them try to pin me, and I'm just trying to get out of a bad position or something.
Absolutely.
Where in the beginning, I was trying to pin all the time. You know what I mean? So I was actually, I caused my own pain.
True.
Basically, because I was trying to go too hard.
I still have that little bit of problem, because at practice we all like to go hard sometimes. But yeah, I mean, you definitely.
Oh, I had it noticed.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, you know, like, especially in the beginning, you try going, oh, I'll go to 3 practices a week. You go full force, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm in so much pain. I can't, and then you can't pull for like another month.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. You got to have that recovery time.
Right. You're better off taking it slow and easy at first than just rush, and, you know.
Yeah,
give it
that's good advice.
Right.
What's your arm wrestling style? Do you hook? Do you top roll? Do you have your own made up style?
I would guess what I'm most comfortable with. In the beginning, I started top rolling a lot. In the beginning, I top roll a lot, but right now, I guess the way I pull now, naturally, I'm more of a hook drag.
Yeah.
I don't like to come in with the hook. Like, I'm not a hook. I don't like to come in. I don't like that with the shoulder. It's dangerous too. It's more dangerous. So it's always safe to go outside. So I'm just used to using my lat, my back, and then just dragging, especially in the hook position. That's what I like to do naturally. Sometimes I like to, you know, maybe fall back with a lot of rides, come back and maybe top roll, especially wrestling the tricep and top roll you. But that's pretty much how I like to pull.
Okay. Yeah. What would you give for advice to a new puller that wants to get into it but hasn't taken the step yet of like going to a practice? Because a lot of guys that come to practice that are new say that, like, oh, I've been training for a year or a few months before coming to practice, and like, I did the same thing, but once I got into it, people were like, dude, you should have just came to practice, because table time is way more important than working out in your basement.
And that's the answer. I mean, if someone told me like I would think, well, don't be scared of coming to practice. Go to practice. Like, that's what you're gonna really learn. Yeah, you can get a little stronger than gym, but honestly, you never know. You might be doing it in bad form, and then if you actually go to practice, someone will teach you how to do it the right way. So really, go to practice. You know, if there's someone around your area that's like high up in the sport as well, like, take the time to go there. You know, go to practice. Yeah, you can't just do it on your own, not in this sport. You gotta, especially as a beginner, you gotta get to pull, and you gotta get to pull with the guys that are knowledgeable and have been in the sport a while. Go to practice. Don't be scared to go to practice.
It's funny because it seems like everybody that comes to practice has made the same mistakes in the beginning. Just because, you know, they're like, oh, let me get strong before I go to practice. You know what I mean? But
right.
really you get strong at practice.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I knew in the beginning though, like, yeah, the gym training helps, but I need table time.
Yeah.
Like before I actually joined the Team Philly in January 2020, I went to a WAL tournament August of 2019. It was Syracuse WAL, New York.
Yeah.
In 2019, I went there, pulled. I did like a month of gym training before the tournament. And I went to the amateur ranks, got my ass kicked. I actually got like 2 wins in the amateur ranks. It was cool, but I got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
And I knew right there and then that I need table time.
Yeah, that's good.
Not time. And table time means you got to go to practice.
Yeah. So you kind of learned that on your own, just through experience.
Yeah, I knew right away. I was like, you need more table IQ. This is more than just gym strength.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What as a beginner, what resources did you like use YouTube videos as a resource to like learn from in the beginning?
Absolutely. So like, guys like Devin there, guys like Michael Todd, I mean, you name it, you look up those YouTube videos of arm wrestling training. That's what I pretty much looked up, studied that, and then I just mimicked that in the gym as best as I could.
Yeah.
In the beginning, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Till you
YouTube,
get in.
it was YouTube. YouTube, that was it. I mean, there was really nothing else besides YouTube. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have any guys that were influential that you watched more than others? Like maybe that were more similar style to what you do, or did you just watch like anything you could absorb?
I mean, before I started to get more knowledgeable in the sport, I really didn't focus on anyone per se. But once I started to get into the sport and knowledgeable, I would say, I mean, I like guys like Engin Terzi, guys like, I mean, there's so many guys like, there's so many, I'm trying to think who I really like. Guys like Cobra Rhodes, guys like Kenny Hughes. I don't really go for the Devin Larratts, Todd Hutchings. I like to kind of like come down the list. I'm not trying to say like it's the lower tier guys, but they're still powerful, guys like, I really like the local guys. Not the local guys, but the guys are more on the lower tier level. I looked up to guys like that. But yeah,
that's good because we always have a guy that comes into practice, like a new guy who's like 5 feet tall, and he's trying to pull like Devin Larratt, and then someone will be like, "Dude, you're not going to pull that off." Like he's 6'5",
Right. Another guy I really like, Joseph Levay, the Frenchman. I don't know if anyone knows Joseph Levay.
I've seen some videos.
Yeah. Jeff Hale, he's another one I
Jeff
like.
Hale's a beast. You see him lately? His arms look like tree trunks, dude. He's
ridiculous, and his mustache.
Great. Yeah,
his mustache is great.
Yeah, that's where he gets his power now.
And I know there's other names. I know there's other arm wrestler names out there, but I can't even think of them off the top of my head. But I know there's others that I like a lot too.
It's always tough when you're put on the spot in an interview to remember.
It is like, wait, who do I like?
Oh no, yeah.
10 minutes later, yeah, I should have said that guy.
Like now that you're in it, how do you continue to learn? Do you continue to watch videos, or are you learning from guys that you arm wrestle with that are, that next level above you? Are you trying to learn more from like live one-on-one, training, or still watching videos?
I mean, I'm obsessed. So like, I'm obsessed with any strength sport. So like in this case, like I take all information. I like to do YouTube videos. I like to look online, or I'll go, one-on-ones, practice sessions. One-on-ones with people at practice sessions. Like if I'm getting taught like a tip by Paul Lynn or something like that, absolutely, I take all that in. So I think everything is great,
Yeah.
Whatever
you gotta be a sponge in the sport for sure.
Absolutely.
Plus, everybody pulls different and gives you different advice, so you have to find what works for you.
Right.
Because so many people come up and like, dude, do this, and then you try and you're like, I can't do that. Like,
right.
I'm not at that level to pull something off like that yet.
Absolutely.
So it's it's a progression, I guess.
It absolutely is. Alexei Vovoda, by the way, that's the.
He's a beast.
I think I mentioned that in one other interview.
Yeah.
Alexei Vovoda is probably my favorite. He's just awesome.
I was just watching him in Pulling John.
Dude,
today.
Awesome, bro.
Do you have you're into martial arts like Ray is. Now I asked Ray the same question. Do you feel like the martial arts helps with arm wrestling as well?
Yeah, it definitely does, and not just with arm wrestling. Like, I mean, I would say, my mobility helps my mobility. What I think martial arts helps the most is like is the discipline factor, and what I mean by that is like when you're getting taught by someone, you like tend to like, I don't know, you tend to like really listen and like put your ego aside. People's egos get, especially in arm wrestling, people's egos get crushed easily in the sport.
Yeah.
So I'm used to kind of being like, I'm trying to find the word, but kind of like, discipline. Like they kind of like treat you like a little kid. You know what I mean? I've been to hardcore gyms. I've been to, certain arm wrestling practices. It's like you kind of have to get your balls busted and your ego crushed a little bit to succeed, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it probably lights a fire under your ass a little bit too. Like, dude, I want to crush this guy in the future.
Right. As how many times have we heard in arm wrestling, dude? Oh, these big guys, they come around. I'm stronger than they get being an arm wrestler, and they never come back. The egos crush. It's like, dude,
we've had a few guys come to practice like that never came back after they got beat up.
It's like, you're not going to get better after 1 week. You know that.
Yeah. They assumed they were going to come in and crush everyone.
Right.
Because they're strong in the gym, and they think that it's going to translate to the table, and it's not the case.
And look, even people in the sport itself, there's people who get their ego crushed and they can't take it. It's like, dude, just you're learning, get better. Just take it as a learning experience, Like, it was great. Today, it was for the first time I went to Jim Bryan's practice, dude.
You like it?
Oh, it's fucking great, bro. I mind blown.
Some beasts over there, dude.
Dude, you'll learn a lot over there. So, but it's a ball busting environment. If people aren't used to that, it's like, don't be a bitch, dude. Like, this is what it takes to get better,
Did they pick on you?
No, they don't pick on you, but you know what I mean. You go to kind of that environment where it's a little balls busting, but everyone means it for, like, everyone means good. You're not trying to like, but some people don't like that kind of criticism or ball busting, and that their egos get crushed. And it's like, especially if they're getting beat by these guys, and it's like, dude, like, put the ego aside and just focus on learning and growing. We're new.
Yeah.
Someone like Jim's been pulling for what, 20, 25 years? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yep. No, that's Josh Vinicore has obviously absorbed a lot of knowledge from going to that practice for so long. And when he comes to our practice, I always try to pull with him. He's always teaching me something new.
Bro.
He's got great stories, everything.
Bro, that's what's great about Jim Bryan's, man. The stories there are amazing. Sean Latimer's there too. So
nice.
Let me tell you something. Shout out to Sean Latimer, dude. His hand is ridiculous, dude. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? Like, he's a monster, bro. So it was a lot of fun, dude. But yeah, the stories are awesome. The stories are great. The knowledge is great. So like, when I get mind blown by Josh showing me something, then you go there, it's even more knowledge.
Right. Yeah, because that's where he got it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those guys are all monsters.
Great. It's great.
Do you have any favorite training techniques, methods, or like attachments that you like to use often?
I would say pull-ups. Pull-ups are definitely just a standard staple, right? Pull-ups are great for arm wrestling, so I say pull-ups are great. Any type of grip is great. You can have fun with multiple grips, attachments. I think they're all great. Lately, though, with the cable pulley, I've been using a lot of the art arm grips lately. So those art arm grips are really freaking cool. So, because you can do cupping, you can do pronation, supination, you can do anything with those grips. Yeah, so I've been training a lot. I've been training a lot lately with the art arm grips. They're great. Cupping tools are great. Working your top roll. But lately, I would have to say pull-ups and the art arm grips. That's pretty much.
Ray was actually showing that thing you guys used in your video the other day.
The Scylla Rukab grip exercise.
Oh my god. Yeah, that thing. And dude, I could tell, like, you guys did not have a lot of weight on that, but it obviously was a difficult thing to do.
Ridiculous, bro. Just 10 pounds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Ray was saying like, he couldn't believe you were doing the 10 pounds because he could only do like 5. He said.
It was he did it for a little bit. He got like at least one rotation.
Like one rotation.
Not easy, dude. It was funny. There was Larry Wheels had a video where like him and Khalid.
I saw that.
And
They
college
were using it.
they were using it, and they had a fat grip on it too, which made it even worse. I was like,
I know. And they had some weight on there too, and they're sitting there playing with it. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Dude, it was probably, I think it was like 2 pounds only too, and his wrist was like, ugh.
He was shaking. Yeah.
It's hard. It's not easy. Yeah.
So you just bought a table. Now,
Yes.
would you recommend to a beginner? Because a lot of beginners are always wondering whether they should spend the money to get a table or not. Would you recommend to a beginner to just save up and get one, or try to build their own like Ray did, for training purposes?
I think beginners first need to understand. I think beginners at first need to ask themselves how serious they are.
Yeah.
Before
Before committing to that amount of money.
Yeah. And spending all this money. That's number one. So if you're fully committed, then I would say go to practice first.
Yeah.
And get used to the table time and stuff like that. And then along the way, you don't have to spend money on a table. Look, tables are expensive, you know. Right. So unless you know how to make one, great. If you can make one, you know. But if you look at to buy one, I would say just hold off a little bit. You don't need to buy one right away. I mean, I bought one. I probably could have still waited, to be honest, but I wanted one for training purposes. But I didn't buy one right away. I think people should just go to practice, number one, get accustomed to the table time, get used to the table, and then maybe, you know, half a year in, that's when maybe you want to start buying a table for your home gym workouts or whatever. But I don't think it's a necessary thing right away. I think people should go to practice and know how to use a table first before buying a table, you know.
Now that you know what you're doing on a table, now that you have one, do you find it helps with the training?
It definitely does. I'm a big fan of like the pulley to the table training, because I think that just transitions well to arm wrestling. Right. Other exercises are great; they have their place, but I think some of the best, and even Michael Todd said himself, I think some of the best training you could do is with a pulley to a table. I mean, a lot of top guys do it. It makes sense. It just transitions better.
Yeah, rather than like just in the air or whatever.
Right. Or just, you know, curling a dumbbell, a heavy dumbbell. You know?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It helps. You're gonna get strong, but table is definitely it's a good luxury item to have, no doubt.
Now you've been to a lot of tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of.
Do you have anybody in your sights for or has anybody beat you or anything that you're like, oh, I need to get that back and arm wrestle him again or anything like that?
Dude, honestly, I only have my sights focused on just tournament wise. I don't have any. Just right now I'm only. Yeah, I have no specific guy I'm looking at. I kind of already like done what I wanted to do. With what I want, like, so Khalil was obviously the grudge match, but I beat Khalil, so I was happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I wouldn't mind showing him up again at another practice or something, because
maybe I'll interview him down the road.
Oh God,
see what he has to say.
Well, he thought he won twice, by the way, in the grudge.
I saw that.
I was like, you only beat me once. So I was like, already with the lies. I'm like, oh God, whatever. But Khalil, I won that, so I was happy with that. That was the main thing. And then Michael Kehoe, I got the pull because at the Allentown practice, so I beat him numerous times with both arms, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
And I got to feel Ray Romanowski today again.
Oh yeah, he goes to Jim Bryan's practice. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if it looked like he was giving it his all when we pulled, so I was able to beat him, but I don't know if he was giving it his all.
Right.
I don't know.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to say in practice.
Yeah, because Jim was like, you know, he's learned some things. He might be holding back. I'm like, well, was he holding back? I don't know. But
they're sneaky over there.
But I was like, I have no insights anymore right now. I just want to focus on tournaments for now.
That's awesome. Yeah. It seems like you've been doing well in every tournament that you participate in.
Trying, bro. Trying.
Yeah, that's good, man. Do you want to plug any of your social media? Do you want to throw out like your Instagram or anything like that and get some followers?
I mean, if people want to follow me,
the 3 people that are going to watch this.
Oh man, hopefully they might be beginners. You never know, bro.
Yeah, you never know. Exactly.
So
exactly.
Funny. Maybe Ryan Blue Bone is looking. You never know, dude.
I know, dude. They make fun of me every time I'm on their live feed or something.
Oh, it's great. It's hilarious.
My band videos.
If people want to check me out, I'm on Facebook. I'm Ed DeCruz, DA''CRUZ. If they want to follow me on Instagram, it's human_hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's all I use for social media.
Nice. Now at practice, obviously we got some strong guys in Philly. Are there guys that you pull intentionally because you feel like maybe they're at that next level where you want to be, so you're trying to pull with them to, because they're maybe one level stronger or something like that?
Right, guys like so shout out to guys like Russ Lupsis.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry, Russ. But Russ, guys like Russ, guys like I forgot his last name, but the new guy, Mike, with the please, bro. I mean, he's been pulling for like 3 months maybe, and he is strong, dude. Strong grip. Once he gets his wrist flexion going, dude.
Mike Fisher.
Mike Fisher's good. I like Mike Fisher. He's getting good too. But no, the other
Which
Mike,
one? Which one?
He has tattoos and sleeves on.
The guy Brian Kane brought, right? That guy.
I would assume so. He has a little bit of beard too.
Yeah.
He's like
he was like strong the first day he came in, dude.
Yeah, let me tell you something. That's a guy to look out for. I told him,
better.
I told him myself, I was like, bro, I have faith in you. You're one of those guys that's good. If you commit to this, you're gonna be dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
So that guy, I'm gonna say shout out to him because he's gonna be dangerous, dude. He's only like he can cut to like 195, so he's really strong at that weight already.
Yeah.
Strong hands, very dominant hands.
Yeah.
But guys like him, guys like Russ, even guys like Josh Vinocourt, it's just good to pull those guys and get strong. It makes you work more on the table, figure out different positions, different angles. Right. Sometimes when you're on that prep, when you're put on the pressure, put on the spot, and you actually have to work, you kind of figure it out. It's good practice, and they can show you things. But then I was gonna say, when you go against a guy like Kevin Kaler, then you can't even do anything.
Yeah.
Am I really learning much?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a little girl. It's like,
I'm wasting his time right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I have nothing to offer you, man.
and that's the funny part is, I don't know if you find this at all. Like, people will be like, "Oh, is that dude strong or is this dude strong?" When you're at a weaker level, I feel like I can't tell the difference between, I'm going to use some names for an example. Like, if I pull Paul Lynn or Devin Larratt, I can't tell the difference because they're both so strong. I'm hitting a wall. So I can't be the judge of who's stronger. You know what I mean? Because they're both so much stronger than me that there's no way to tell. There's no way to gauge it because neither of them are moving.
I completely agree. The same thing with me. Like today was a perfect example. I did a little fun pull with Sean Latimer. A pull with guys like Joe. I forgot his name. Joe something. I got Jim Bryan. They all feel the same.
Yeah.
You can't do
because they're so strong. Yeah.
They just completely take your hand and wrist and.
Right. And that's how I feel with some of the guys at our practice, because I'm like, there's no way to distinguish between Russ and Kevin because they both destroy me. So
I'm sorry, Russ, but I can actually feel the difference between Russ and Kevin.
but you're closer to them than I am.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so
you know what I mean? So like Russ is like right there, so you can tell the difference between him and Kevin, because you probably do better against Russ than against Kevin.
Right, exactly.
Where both of them destroy me, so there's no way to gauge. Like, I know that Kevin's stronger because I see them pull each other. Right. But when I'm on the table with them, there's no difference. Right. I can't tell who's stronger.
Because at your level, you're like, you can't tell the difference. Like, these guys they're both trees,
Yeah. Absolutely, dude. Russ picking up that Thomas Inch, dude. Oh my God.
That's incredible, bro. It's awesome.
Crazy. Have you tried that yet?
I tried it. I can't do it.
Really?
Yeah,
I see all the strongman stuff you've been doing recently on Instagram. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I still do my strongman.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love it. It's fun.
That's cool. Keeps you in shape.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. Definitely helps. Overall body power, right?
Anything you would say to a new guy? Like just in general, like someone just say they're just interested in arm wrestling, other than, you know, come to practice?
I would say, I mean, if you want to fully commit to it, just get ready, because it's not easy. You know, you're going to be humbled in the beginning. You might feel like you're really strong, but you might not be, at least in this sport of arm wrestling. So just get ready. You have to be prepared for a couple of things. That's all. But if you're committed and you want to get better, it's going to be all positive then. So
Yeah.
Put the ego aside, have fun, learn as much as you can, and that's it.
What's your weight class?
Every tournament's different, right? All organizations are different, but I'm generally around the 180 to 190 mark.
Yep. That's a stacked weight class, dude.
It is, and my wrist and hand is nowhere near, you know, the top tier that I need. It's gonna take years, but yeah.
I haven't even competed in a tournament yet, but I'd be competing against guys like Steve or you know.
Yeah, but remember, Ryan, I mean, I would wait for like a bigger tournament, because a bit like the local.
There's more people. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even like even at Dad's Bar, like even at Dad's Bar tournament, like, dude, they had like a novice class. If you don't want to do novice, you could do amateur. At least
I should have done it there.
Right. I mean, I would probably next big tournament, because the smaller tournaments there's not really novice pullers. I wait for like a bigger tournament, dude. Go into a novice class. You know, who cares? Begin forever.
Oh, I would
start there. If you want to go to amateur, go right to amateurs. You know. And
that's kind of why, like, no offense to Steve, I haven't pulled at his tournaments too much, because I like sometimes there's only 2 guys that would be in my weight class, and I don't want to just be like giving them a medal. You know what I mean?
There's no point.
I want to earn it and arm wrestle some people for it. I don't want to just be like, hey, there's 3 guys in the weight class, you get third by default, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I
know, dude. It's not.
Yeah. Like, that's not fun to me. You know, like, I don't even want to go down that road. I'd rather earn it, you know?
Right.
So, you know, it's all fun.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Can you go to Kumite next Saturday?
I have to work all weekend, unfortunately.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Otherwise, I would have went in like a full Cobra Kai gi.
Oh, it's hilarious. I hope it's a decent turnaround. I have no idea how it's going to be, but we'll see.
It's hard with COVID, you know.
I know, dude.
And that's something me and Ray were talking about, which I'll bring it up because you guys are friends.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we go to these big practices, and there are no masks. And nobody's hand sanitizing, but there has not been like a huge outbreak amongst the arm wrestling community.
No.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I personally don't give a shit about the whole mask thing. I think it's bullshit. But I mean, dude, why is it that way, bro? It's politically driven. This whole COVID shit. Okay, it's no different than like a heart disease or the influenza or the flu. It's just no different. So they're just politically driven, and you know that's how it is. And then the government's controlling these businesses, saying you got to have the customers wear masks, and then you know the poor guys who own the businesses, you know, get the hate from the public. But it's like, guys, the businesses are just trying to get shut down. So,
dude, or like at Dad's Bar in New Jersey, it's a tournament. You could stand at a bar table with no mask, but you couldn't stand at an arm wrestling table with no mask or walk around.
It's a pain.
What is the difference?
And I'm not going to be angry at the business owners, because the business owners, they just don't want to get shut down.
Right, so they're following the law.
You know? Yeah, the poor guys, like, you know, it sucks. So, you know, it's terrible. It's stupid. Right, it's so stupid, dude.
And a cool thing Ray touched on is he's like, you know, we haven't been, you know, in a bubble. We've been just going to practice. We're around a bunch of people. We're around germs. Our immunity is up compared to these people that have been staying home, masked, hand sanitizing. Like, they're probably getting it because the virus is going in them and going, oh, this guy's weak. He's, you know, where us, they're like, nah, I'm going to just pass because these guys are, you know, their immunity's up.
And it's not like we're in the fucking early 1800s. I mean, we fucking shower every day. We wash our hands. Once you wash your hands, you shower, you fucking use hand sanitizer here and there, you're fine.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I just,
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even have that stuff back in the day, and they all lived, like,
Dude,
crazy.
right. It's like, because you got to build, like Ray says, I mean, you got to build your immunity. And we're kind of doing that while other people aren't, staying inside. No way.
Yeah. I feel bad. Like, I just had a daughter during this whole COVID thing, and I'm like, dude, she, like, a lot of people avoid coming over as often. So, like, she's not that close with, like, her grandparents and stuff. Like, she sees them and she'll start crying because it's like a stranger.
That's a shame.
Because everybody's trying to kind of, like, not be around her too much.
They're scared. Yeah, they're scared.
Right.
Like, oh God, it's mind control. That's what it is, dude.
That's what I think, dude. Because if they want you to be scared so that you feel like you need them to save the day or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Long story short, like if you go to a grocery store or you go to a store and it says mask required, okay, fine, I'll wear the mask because otherwise I'm not gonna get in there or whatever. I don't feel like whatever. I don't feel like dealing with shit. But if there's a store and there's no sign about a mask, that's a requirement, then why am I gonna wear it? Like I just went to Giant last week or whatever with no mask because there was no sign about no requirement. Everyone in there's wearing a mask, bro. I'm the only one without a mask. I actually didn't even pay attention to see if people were staring at me. I didn't give a shit. Right. But one guy actually questioned me. He goes, and he didn't like say it like he wanted to like start them. He was really, you could tell he was curious. He's like, "Are you trying to make a statement?" And I'm like, "No." I'm just like, "Bro," I'm just like, the mask is a recommendation. It's not the law, at least in this state. And he was just like, walked away. I was like, "Yeah,
right.
I'm healthy as a horse, dude. I don't believe it. I don't buy into it. So if I don't have to wear it, I'm not going to wear it."
It doesn't even really protect anything, honestly. You know what I mean?
It doesn't.
There's
right.
no.
You can smell your own fart. It ain't blocking COVID.
Right. It just makes someone feel better, so they recommend it.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't.
Me and Ray did the same thing. We got so off track on this, like it became like a whole different podcast.
He loves that stuff. He does so much research on all worldly issues like that. It's crazy, bro.
Plus, he has like family from different parts of the world, so like he gets their point of view, and their opinions of like what they think of America, and what's going on and stuff, which is cool.
Right. So, quick shout out to this Jelly Belly.
Oh my! Hello. What's its name?
Winston.
Winston. Nice.
I have to give my little cat camera time. All right.
He training to arm wrestle?
Nah, dude. All he does is just lay around. That's all he does. That's what he's doing now.
That's funny. I'd like to interview Kevin and Russ too, if they'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Get Kevin before he goes pro and forgets about all of us.
Oh man, Kevin might be shy. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know if he would.
Yeah, I could see Kevin being shy. I think Russ might do it, but then again, Russ might be shy. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
Kevin might if he sees that I'm taking it more serious and not making it a shit show like some of the interviews we do at practice. You know what I mean? Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. It wouldn't hurt to ask him,
Yeah. I mean, the worst he can say is no.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, all right. Well,
I'm not the ball, blah, blah, blah. Whatever,
fine then. I'll just go interview Paul Lynn.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Paul Lynn's next.
Maybe.
Bro.
You never know, The only reason I don't ask Paul is one, I think he would say probably yes. And the reason that I don't want to do that to him is he's doing all kinds of interviews all the time. He just did Jim. Jim interviewed him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to saturate everybody too much with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt you can ask him. He'll say yes.
And he's not a beginner, which I'm trying, like maybe down the road.
Yeah, on the road, right.
Right, and get his opinion on the beginner stuff. But for now, I'm trying to get more people that are like, 1 year, 2 years, focus on that.
Makes sense, man.
There's not a whole lot out there for beginners.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of interviews, but it's not like it's a pro giving his opinion, but his opinion has changed so much over the years.
True.
Where beginners giving beginners advice, I think, is a lot better for the level you're at.
Completely agree. I think it's great what you're doing. It's awesome. It makes complete sense.
Thanks, man.
And it's new. No one's doing it. I love it. Oh, yeah.
Plus, like sometimes you get advice from these top level guys or real strong guys, and they're like, "Dude, you got to do this," and I'm like, "I've been trying to do that for a half hour, and I just can't. I'm not strong enough." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like they're like, "Come on, just do this," and it's like, "Yeah, I'm pronating as much as I can, dude."
Give me a couple of years.
Right. When you're strong enough to do it, then their advice will come in handy.
Right.
But I think in the beginning, the guys that are at a year, 2 years, giving advice to the beginners is probably better.
Right. Absolutely.
Because the beginning stages are fresh in your mind. You're still right above that.
Right.
Where these guys are like 10 years out from that. They don't remember what it's like. You know, like.
Right. Once I'm 5-10 years in, once I'm at least 5 years in,
you'll have different advice than you'll have right now.
Probably. My thing might be a little bit different. You never know. Right. Yeah. But honestly, when it comes, as long as my memory's good, beginner advice is always going to remain the same because that's change.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's been fun, dude. It's I don't know. I feel like every interview I do is getting a little bit better, a little smoother. You know what I mean?
It's fun,
so,
yeah. I think
maybe like another year down the road, I'll repeat everyone and see where they're at.
That would be kind of cool, dude.
Something like that.
Absolutely, dude. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Dude, the funniest part is like I was at Morocco's and I'm like standing next to some guys that like are well known, and people are walking right past them and going, Are you Ryan Grundy, that guy doing the band videos or something like that? And then they walk away, and then those two guys were like, "You haven't even competed yet. How do these guys know you?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Like, just from my stupid videos."
Dude. I just think it's because, dude, you're creating like a character. You're creating a type of social media character. It's marketing, you're branding and stuff. It doesn't mean you have to pull in tournaments to get to know someone. So
yeah. I mean, I haven't even pulled in a tournament. And I talk to so many arm wrestlers, and they just assume that like I've been arm wrestling a while, but I haven't. You know what I mean?
Bro,
it's funny as hell, dude.
I think it's great though. Dude.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Oh, whatever you're doing, dude, it's working. So it's
I figure if I make fun of myself, and I'm a fat guy doing these stupid videos, like nobody can say anything because they can't make fun of me. And if I'm the worst arm wrestler in the world, and I arm wrestle someone and I lose, they're like, it's like, yeah, of course I lost. I'm the worst arm wrestler in the world. But if I win, then it's like, you just lost to the worst arm wrestler in the world. So it's like a win-win for me. Like, dude, you can't go wrong, dude.
Can't go wrong. That's the right attitude.
Yeah.
Dude. That's great.
Like, I kind of got myself in a position where it doesn't, whether I win or lose, it doesn't matter at all.
Oh my God, dude. Dude, great. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I stopped trolling people as much too because we know where that leads.
Yes, we do, dude.
I may have trolled you a little bit in the beginning, but that was a mistake on my part because you didn't really know me well enough yet to know that that's just what I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a troll, and but we've gotten past that.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, you were pretty mad though.
I was, but now I'm going to see you every week, so
yeah,
it's time to get over it.
I'm glad we got past that, dude.
Oh yeah,
you're a good dude.
Yeah, you too, dude. I know you are.
I try.
Just no trolling.
Oh yeah. Well, I still troll, but not in the same. Like, now I do it in like a funnier way where I'm kind of making fun of myself more.
Right. No, that's
so
right.
It's like non-threatening. People are just
right.
like, this idiot with the bands.
Oh no, that's dude. That to me, I don't even look at that as trolling. Actually, I look at that as fucking. Honestly, it's entertainment. That's what it is, dude.
Or like, well, I kind of trolled all the guys that do the forearm pictures with the veins, and I drew them on me. People were like, "Oh, that's genius."
I laughed my fucking ass off at that. Like, this guy fucking legit fucking drew veins on his arm.
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't
But
even
see,
know
that-
how I come up with this stuff. It just like spur of the moment. I'm like, I'm just gonna do this. And
Bro, I think it's so funny. It's great. It's entertainment. That's why I see it. It's entertainment.
yeah,
That's
and
that's
most people find it that way, and then you got a few people that are like, "You're not taking the sport serious." And I'm like, well, dude, I only got 6 months in. Like, how serious am I gonna be right now? You know, like I haven't even competed yet.
Oh my god! I think we all need a humorous side, so people need to calm down with the seriousness. Oh
I think so too.
Okay,
I think so too. Our practices are fun.
They are for
Especially
sure.
the after hours gets out of hand.
Oh my god, yeah, it does.
You got to experience that. That just
After
gets
hours.
crazy, dude.
Dude, yeah, that's what it is, dude. It's fucking Team Philly after hours. Bro.
Yeah, that's exactly. Steve should capitalize on that.
Right?
Do like an after practice series.
Dude,
Some of those interviews are funny, but
sure.
they probably shouldn't be posted all over the place. Like, you know, like maybe
Right.
narrow it. Maybe make a page for the Philly after hours and put them there.
You could do there, right?
You know,
Right.
like, I probably wouldn't put some of those just
Be
everywhere.
warned.
Yeah, right.
Raw and true.
I said ridiculous things in mine, thinking that, oh, he's not going to post it because it'll violate Facebook rules, and he posted it anyway. And I'm like, oh no, you know, like I really didn't think, because he did. Mine was the first one, and I was like, oh man, and he asked just crazy questions that just threw me off,
Bro,
where I didn't know how to answer them,
the
kind of
worst.
like he did with you.
The
And
worst.
I was like, I was like stuttering because I'm like, dude, I don't want to answer this. You know, like he's asking me about trolling people and shit, and I'm like, oh man.
That Chuck Ryder thing was hilarious, though.
Oh.
Dude.
I don't know if he saw it, but
It was great nonetheless. It was great
Yeah.
nonetheless.
I'm sure he'll eventually someone will tell him. Watch it here.
Yo, watch out.
Or
man.
I'll
Ryan
just make a
back
clip
around,
of it and send him that clip.
Yeah, watch out, man. Ryan can kick high, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's great.
I'm a ninja under all this weight. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys doing these interviews and stuff, you know? Because, I mean, you never know. Like, I could have been, you know, knowing me, this could have all been a prank or some kind of troll festival, you know? But you guys all came through and agreed to do interviews.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. It's fun as shit, man.
You know, the funny thing is after I did Dave and Warren, now I got like 20 people lined up that were like, I'll do an interview. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
So many people now
Dude,
want to do an interview. So,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
I'd
You're
like
a
to
big
do,
fan then, dude.
yeah.
You're
You know,
lined up.
Dude. And I've already had people ask me, like, how do I get a t-shirt like that? And I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is awesome.
That's
You know?
awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's like the beginning. You never know where you can take it, bro. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I guess at some point I'm going to have to compete here.
Yeah.
I told Ray I haven't competed because I don't want to ruin my status and have to change the name of my show.
Watch you all of a sudden just start dominating and winning.
Now it says like the second worst arm wrestler and the third worst arm wrestler. Every time I win, it just keeps changing.
Oh, that's good, dude. Oh my God. The 100th worst arm wrestler.
Yeah, it just keeps going up and up. That's not good.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, bro. Hilarious, bro.
Anything you want to say to beginners before we end it?
Beginners, just you know, like I said, man. I think we spoke a lot about it, but the beginners are committed enough to a sport, dude. They just gotta, you know, like I said, take your time. Don't rush it. Don't get discouraged because this is a sport that takes a while to like master. You know, technique wise, strength wise. So yeah, just be humble, stay positive, and you know, good things will come your way.
Yeah.
That's it.
One thing that I kind of not regret because it still added up, but in the beginning I was just trying to get my arms stronger. You know what I mean? Like strong, like my arms, lat pull, all that. And
You didn't think in the beginning to get the wrist stronger and all that?
Well, I didn't know at first. You know what I mean?
You're saying before?
Yeah, before I came to practice.
Okay.
So had I been working on my hand and wrist all that time instead, like if I could go back, I would have just worked on hand and wrist. You know, not solely, but I would have added that to my routine.
That's just
because
the arm.
that's how I get beat most of the time is my hand and my wrist.
Yeah.
You know, because once someone takes that, your arm's out of it.
Right.
You know? So it doesn't matter how strong your arm is. If they take your hand, you're done. You know what I mean? For the most part, you're in trouble.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. As soon as they take that hand and wrist, you don't have access to the rest of your power. You're just done.
And like I was saying to Ray, like sometimes I'll be arm wrestling someone who's like right at my level or maybe a little bit below or a little bit above, and I'm getting my ass kicked or something, and someone like Josh Vinicor will walk up and make like one little adjustment to what I'm doing, and the whole thing flips around, and now I'm beating the guy. Just from one little, Like technique plays such a huge part in it.
Dude, it's crazy. Like I'm still gonna come to Team Philly practice. Hands down, I like the guys in Team Philly. It's a fun time, you know.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'll tell you one thing, dude. I might be a different animal at least in 1 year's time because, dude, I'm gonna start going to Jim Brian's practice every Sunday because Jim, that's
that'll bring you to that next level. Yeah,
bro. I was already mind blown. I already knew I was gonna be mind blown when I got there. I was like, I already knew it was gonna be a lot of knowledge and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll learn how to be a really good arm wrestler there. You know,
I'll probably come eventually because Josh is always telling me to come. Well, he's looking at it as it'll be fun because of the ball busting for me to come. You know what I mean? So he's probably like thinking that angle, not like Ryan's gonna add something to the practice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's funny. I mean, and like, you know, like Jim's mentioned, a lot of guys have come, a lot of guys have go, but it's like it's up to you if you want to be like committed enough to keep going. You don't have to go there every Sunday, but like if you keep going, it's going to get better. If you want to get better, and this goes back to what we've been this goes back to what we've been telling beginners as far as advice. If there's a good club or a good group of people or a good, high pullers around the area, and they want you to come to their practice, go there, because that's where you're going to get better. That's where
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
That's what I'm doing
now. So true.
That's what I'm doing now. I'll get some good fun time and some good table time with Team Philly, and then really get to know the knowledge and really know how to get that table IQ with Jim Bryan.
Absolutely. That's the place to get table IQ.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
Philly really, for the most part, is mostly newer guys.
It really is. Team Philly is just.
You know what I mean? Even Steve is newer.
I hate to say it, but it is true. Team Philly is more like we're team novice.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't really have an established we don't really have established pullers or someone with many years in Team Philly. Team Philly already is new anyway. It's only like a couple of years old.
Yeah.
And all the pullers are still fresh. So
that's why it's nice when guys like the two Glens come, like JSK and Josh Vinicor, guys like that, because you get guys coming that have more years in, and they really add a lot to the practice,
Absolutely.
Did Kevin go to?
Kevin was there on to Jim Bryan's. Yeah,
because he started going too.
Yeah. I think this was his fourth visit there, nice. and going back to the balls busting thing, it was funny because I was listening to the guys and Jim was saying Kevin's a little bit one of those guys, he might have to check the ego at the door because he thinks he's so dominant, but then he wonders why he's getting his wrist bent open at Jim's practice. It's like,
dude, he dominates at Philly. He just beats everybody because we're all new. But then he goes there where these guys are beasts with years of experience.
And then he's like, what's going on? And it's like, instead of
that's good for him.
It's good for him, but instead of getting angry about it, understand that he's still, even though for how strong he is, he's still new to the sport.
Right.
In arm, even though he's so strong already. And you're only going to get better. So don't put the ego at the door and don't get hurt. Don't get your feelings hurt in a setting. It's like, dude,
because you're not going to walk in there. I don't care who you are, but dominate those guys.
Yeah, because Jim was saying, Jim was saying, I can go a little harder next time on Kevin, so he can really, so we can really see if he's learning or not. So they're serious. They don't fuck around.
Yeah. That's good.
They care about people getting better, which is cool, which is really good.
Shoot, the first time he went there, when he came back to Philly practice, he was like, I went too hard. I think I hurt myself. Because those guys aren't moving.
Yeah.
So you're going as he's going probably harder than he goes with us, obviously. So
I forgot who it was
he
that
like
pulled.
hurt himself a little there.
I forgot who it was that pulled. He told me the story today. Actually, he's like, my wrist. I don't know. Maybe it was Sean Latimer they was pulling with, but he was like, yeah, he just kept going this back and forth to my wrist. Boom, boom, boom. I felt something. I'm
Just
like,
to show him like your wrist is not at that level yet.
you know. So it's like,
It's funny though. Like at ours, how dominant he is. He's like the strongest guy at practice most of the time, and
that's what's great about the sport. And going back to like beginner advice, just remember there's so many levels to strength in this sport. Just because you think you're so strong, there's someone else, and then there's someone else. It's just there's like no ceiling. It really is. It's crazy.
Now, since you've been in it a year now, like, do you notice when you're getting a little bit better as much as you noticed when you were a beginner? Or more of a beginner?
I mean, to be honest, bro, I still feel like I can be better.
Yeah.
So I still can't, like, I still feel.
Is it hard to gauge?
It's hard to gauge. I feel like if I had at least 3 years in my belt, then I would have a better gauge. But the fact that it's not even been a full year, and I still, even around COVID when starting, even around like winter, March, February of this year, I was still able to pin some guys. I still felt strong then, just like I do now.
Yeah.
I would say now my technique is a little better. I'm pulling in different angles, so I would say I'm better in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's still hard to gauge as far as power goes. I think I still need to get better. Like as decent as I am, I still need to get stronger, bro. Like there's guys. There's guys stronger than me, so it's.
You know what made it easy for me? And this is not knocking him. This is a compliment. Dave Schell. Because Dave Schell has crazy stamina, and his pressure is a constant thing that never changes. Dude. So in the beginning, I couldn't deal with his stamina at all. He would beat me. And then slowly I started to get a little bit better to where I was beating him. And that's how I gauged. Like I used him as my gauge as a beginner. Because he never changed. His is always the same.
Yeah, that's actually a good gauge. That's actually a good way to strength. I will say that Dave has gotten a little bit better now.
Yeah, now he has, because he's actually, for the longest time, he would not bend his wrists at all.
No,
now he's starting to hit a little bit.
And it's better. Before he would just go right to side pressure, where now he's actually knowing how to hit better.
Yeah. Like he surprises people.
He's actually stronger now than when we first started,
I agree. Yeah.
But you're right though. Like Dave, when I first started, I was like, okay, I need to beat this guy and this guy and this guy to like surpass, to go to the next level.
That's how I like gauge it. And by like other beginners that are strong, and I'm like, all right, that guy was beating me a month ago. Right. I gotta beat this guy before I go on to the next.
Dude, the first two guys I had in my target that I was like, I knew it had to beat was Dave Schell. He was the first one.
Yeah, me too.
And then, believe it or not, shout out to him, was Brecken. Because
he's strong, yeah.
I was getting smoked when I'm like thinking to myself, this kid is 17 years old, I'm 5, and I'm getting smoked over here. So like that was my, like right away, I was like, I knew like those are my first two targets. And if I can surpass them, that's a good way, using people as a gauge, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult with some people because as you're getting better, they are too.
Right.
So, but Dave for a very long time did not do anything different. And he was just a constant gauge for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He was a great gauge.
He didn't do anything different. Always the same exact thing. So I used him as my gauge. And then once I surpassed him, I'm like, all right, who's the next guy that I got to try to beat? You know?
Dave's a good coach too. I think he's great with beginners. He's like the best.
Oh, absolutely.
He's probably one of the best guys you can pull with as a beginner. It really is.
Because he's patient and he likes to talk. And he explains everything like thoroughly.
Yeah,
which is great for a beginner.
And and mentioning them as your target, like I gotta beat Dave, I gotta beat Brecken. That's just respect to them because they're strong. It's like those are the guys I gotta at least get to their level or get strong. So it's like it's respect.
Mine were like Dave, and then I think the next one was Ray. Because
Okay.
when I started, Ray wasn't there very often.
Right.
So he came once in a while, and the first time he came, he destroyed me. And I was like, man, this guy's like half my weight. I have to be able to beat this guy. You know what I mean? So, and that's...
Have you beaten Ray?
Now I have, yeah.
Okay.
But
nice.
That he's the one who made me realize I need to work hand control and, finger, my hand, my whole hand, my wrist. And then I just, from that point on, every day almost, I'm doing something for wrist flexion or hand control or something every day. I don't skip a day at all. And it's starting to show off, because like the last time I pulled with Ray, he was like, dude, what the heck? Like, he was frustrated a little. And I was like, sweet. Like, to me, that was like progression. Like, oh, Ray's noticing that I got a little stronger,
Absolutely.
So that's kind of, I use other people to gauge. You're a little bit too out of my range to beat.
But I can feel it. You definitely feel a lot better now than you did months ago. So you're definitely getting better.
Well, that's good.
You're definitely stronger now than
as
you were.
As long as I progress, I'm happy with it. Like, I'm not trying to like.
Yeah.
At my age and how my life is right now, just having a daughter, like, I'm not looking like I'm going to be a pro and go crush people. Like, it's more of a hobby, and I just enjoy. Like, it's like a family atmosphere. Everybody is so great.
That's how I am. I'm not looking to be the next John Brzenk or next number one. I just if greatness comes my way and I succeed, great. Yeah. But I'm just
and you want to be the best that you can be, not the best that like John Brzenk can be. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Exactly.
So it makes sense.
Don't prove to the world. Just kind of more prove it more to yourself, and just work for yourself. That's also just. Go to your local tournaments, see what you can do, and do your best you can. That's it,
Dude, I'd be happy just beating the new guys that show up in practice. I'll just dominate the noobs for a while.
That's hilarious.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, dude. You'll be all the newbies have to come through me first.
Yeah. I'll be their gauge if they're moving up in level.
Exactly.
They can go brag like, I beat the worst arm wrestler in the world.
How you doing against Dave Shell now? Are you beating Dave now?
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure
righty crushing him.
Righty he crushed you?
No, righty I crush him.
Right. I can
Lefty,
see
because I've had an injury for like 2-3 months now, and it's just now starting to feel better. So when I do like the stamina thing with him, or we pull lefty, he beats my left, because as soon as I feel pain, I let off.
Yeah, that's smart.
For
practice.
Certain wrist injuries, man, they last so long. It's ridiculous.
Okay, yeah, they're terrible. Back in March during COVID, I was pulling with Steve Rosenblum, and we were both in a King's Move like wrist lock.
Yeah.
Dude, eventually my wrist gave out, and I actually heard a little pop, and it was under here.
Yeah.
I felt pain. Like every time I would do like this downward pressure.
That's where I have it, right here.
Okay.
Oh, dude, it's awful.
It's awful.
And you
feel
any
that like
kind of movement, yeah.
It's like crackling or crinkling going on there a little bit. Yeah, it's terrible.
Dude, it's awful.
It happened around what? I guess when we started the COVID pulling at that one place. It was probably March. It happened in March.
Yeah.
Happened in March, end of March, and it only went away like August. Like it took like a half a year for the pain to go away.
Oh yeah, it takes a long time. Like this has been like the third month where I'm like, dude, it still bothers me a little. Even when I grip, like
yeah, you probably have to give it half a year.
Yeah,
like mine. And
even when I go heavy with dumbbells, if I move it a little, I can feel it. Like it's not hurting anymore, but I feel it. I know it's there, and I'm like, it's not 100% yet.
Right.
What happened was like I don't top roll, and someone was
I was gonna say, how'd you get it?
Someone was like, try top rolling with your left. So I'm like, okay. And like when you both got each other's fingers and you're like sideways kind of, and it tweaked my wrist like that. And that I'm not used to top rolling. So that movement, I'm not strong in that movement because I always hook. So whatever happened, it tweaked it, and that's it, dude. It's been hurting ever since.
How crazy is that? And I was me and him were in a hook when I injured that area.
That's weird to hurt it that way.
Because it just, my wrist gave out. I felt it not necessarily in the inner part. I felt on the bottom like you. And then with this motion afterwards, doing that motion afterwards for months, hurts. Like,
there's actually a name for that injury.
Oh,
I forget it now, but I looked it up. But there's a name for that injury. Yeah.
Like this, I couldn't even do this.
Yeah, me either. I still can't. Like if I do that, I can feel like if I gave it a good push, it's gonna hurt. So I've been trying to take it easy with it.
Yeah, I just knew I was like, this is gonna take like maybe a year.
Yeah. Dude, it's so hard to take it easy at practice because everyone's like, well, let's just go light left, and you do, and then you instantly regret it.
It sucks. I know.
Because every time you feel that pain, you're like, starting over.
I'm rubbing it right now.
Yeah. Dude, it's awful, that pain.
Yeah,
that's a good beginner story. Like, beginners expect this. Like, expect that this is going to happen to you.
Yeah, and that's another reason why, like, if you're a practice puller, we probably shouldn't be doing a crazy,
Like, I know. Well, that's part of and you know what? That's part of being a new team, Team Philly. Like, a lot of times, guys are there just trying to pin. Like, we're not practicing. We're just, like, having little matches all night.
Where if you go
you know what I mean?
Right, if you go to more of an established team like Team Beast Mode or Jim Bryan's, practice, they'll probably like they'll train you more and teach you more rather than let's just pin each other and go all out.
And some practice they actually do drills.
Right.
Like, hey, we're as a team, and that might be something we have to start thinking about for Team Philly is like as a team they're doing certain drills. Different things to get everyone to advance as a team.
I like that idea. Yeah, I think Team Philly though is definitely doing good things now compared to when we first started. Because now it's like we do have to do everything. We need time to just train. We need time to ready goes like a tournament. Yeah. We need to go hard sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So sometimes we gotta start slow pulling. Sometimes we gotta go with the hits. So it's like guys like Josh Vinacore who come to practice and show us a couple of things. Right. So I think Philly's definitely getting a little better.
I think we just have to work on the structure. Like if we structured it a little bit more organized and because our core guys like you, Kevin, Russ, the guys that have been going there for a while, Brian Kane. Like, you guys could be dominating tournaments for Team Philly. You know what I mean? So, you guys should be practicing stuff like the ready goes and the, drills and stuff as a team so that when you compete against, Team Predator or, you know what I mean? Like, man-to-man in your weight classes, you guys will be ready. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's very true. I mean, and that's why you got to do it all, right? You got to do those ready goes. You got to do the rope pulling, the training, all that shit, the drills. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there are some guys that come to practice that just want to slam everybody and show how strong they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not often, but it happens.
It happens.
And for me as a new guy, I just avoid that situation because I'm not getting anything out of it.
Right. I mean,
and they're probably not either.
Well, for example, with your experience with me, if anything, I just hold on to you.
Yeah. Right.
I don't try and go for the pin, man. I'll just hold on to you and let you work around my strength.
Right.
And then
you'll pin me. Yeah.
But I'm not
that's helpful.
Not let me just slam you right away.
Right. Well, maybe after I trolled you for a couple.
Yeah.
But it was probably well deserved. But there's some guys that they just want to go there and just pin, which is understandable. But for me, I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it, and I know I'm not giving them anything out of it because they're pinning me too easily. Right. So I'm like, you should be doing this with the stronger guys, not me. So I'll stick to the guys at my level and below or a little bit above to where it's a battle a little bit. You know what I mean?
I completely agree with you. Sometimes it's good to go with the lower level guys. You'll learn more. But I think another part of the problem is maybe communication's more needed. Between
absolutely.
Colors.
Yeah.
I I think there's a little bit of a lack of communication with some pullers. Like it's like if someone that like let's say maybe I'm going against a Miguel, for example. Miguel, he's a tough guy.
He
just wants to bound, go for the pin. But I'll tell him, hey, tell me where I'm weak. Tell me how to work on this, and communicate with them. They'll actually help 99% of the time. They'll be like, you know what, you want to, so I think that's.
And guys like him and sometimes guys from like Russia, like it's that's a cultural thing. Like they just slam each other. You know what I mean? They're just big, strong people.
Right. But you know what? It doesn't hurt to ask. If we ask, communicate, they're more than willing to provide us with the knowledge.
Absolutely. Miguel, the first time I met him was at Simcoe's practice for 4th of July. And he didn't know me, I'm brand new, and he was working with me and try this, do this,
Right.
It was, you just got to explain to him like, hey, I'm new, obviously. Like,
absolutely.
So once I told him I was brand new, he did not try to slam me. You know what I mean? He was working with me more. He was making me work to try to pin him. So you're right. Communication goes a long way.
Goes a long way, bro. Yeah. If you don't communicate and just stay in the corner, you're not going to be a better puller. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why now, instead of standing in the corner videotaping everything, I just put my GoPro up there and then I can arm wrestle.
There you go. And then you get in the game. Exactly.
Yeah. But dude, again, thank you so much. And this was fun as hell, dude.
Bro, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. I'm hoping I'll get better and maybe we could redo these once I know what I'm doing,
Dude, absolutely, man. Anytime you want to have me on again, I'll be happy to. So yeah.
That's great, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
A lot of fun, man. Even if I come on and you just chit chat and bullshit, that'd be fun,
Yeah. Dude, or get a couple people on like Neil Pickup and those guys do. Like
absolutely, bro.
Get you and Ray together and maybe Russ or something and we all go on at the same time.
I think that would be fucking hilarious and fun as hell, dude.
Oh, definitely, because you feed off people,
It would be great. It would be great.
Yeah. Or maybe we could like co-host a few things and get like someone from a different area. Like I'd like to get some beginners from like teams that are further away so that, if I interview a beginner from Texas, then all the Texans in his team are going to watch it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's going to spread out more. Yeah. Right now, I've just been doing people I know. Team Philly.
You got to start here. You got to start somewhere. So I think it's more what you're doing. You're just starting locally and regionally, and then you might branch out. So it takes time.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's good. I think you're on the right track, dude.
Thanks, man. It's been fun, dude.
Oh, it's great.
I try to do a couple serious interviews, and then I'll make like a retarded video or post something stupid, to get people laughing.
The band one is still my favorite, bro.
Dude, when Ryan Bowen and Lachlan Adair were talking about it, Josh Musser actually texted me, and he's like, dude, Ryan Bowen and Lachlan Adair are talking about the band guy right now. And I was like, oh. So I went on, and then I commented, and they read my comment out loud. And then they started talking, and Lachlan Adair was like, dude, I added that video to my favorites. And they kept saying, like, the worst arm wrestler in the world. And I'm like, this is an awesome, like, free plug from those guys.
Love it, dude. I was cracking up, man. That was great.
I gotta get out there enough to where they mention me in, like, Neil Pickup's podcast or something, like,
I'm sure it'll happen, man. As long as you stay on it, it'll just get bigger and bigger, dude. I'm sure it'll happen for sure.
Yeah, or they'll bring up one of my dumb videos or something. Like, even if they troll me, it's still good for me.
Yeah, they yell, Neil Pickup. Have you seen the guy with the bands?
The idiot with the bands. Yeah. Like,
the big guy.
Let's play a clip of it right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Called the worst arm wrestler in the world. Oh, he's so funny, bro. So
yeah. I did it as a joke, thinking it would just be funny, and then it just kind of like people started saying, "Dude, that's a great idea. That's awesome."
Dude.
And I was like, "I'm just gonna stick with it."
Right. I love it, dude. It's awesome.
Thanks, man. So anyway, I've held you up long enough.
Oh, it's good. This was fun. This was fun, dude.
Yeah. So I really haven't had to edit any of them, so it's been real easy. I just basically upload it and put like my little intro and my extra, and that's it.
Dude, sometimes just the way it is raw is the best. You know,
Yeah.
like, because unless someone says, "Yo, I need this
Right.
edited," I should have said that.
Or says something, you know, like says something that's outrageous where like YouTube will ban it, you know, like.
Right. Otherwise, if it's raw, dude, just leave
Yeah.
it. It's legit.
Yeah. It's been nice, like, because even though we go off topic a little here and there, like I like that because it feels more real, you know, like it's not just like question answer. It's like a conversation, you know.
Like that, exactly. We're having a conversation.
It's like someone's watching two guys just hang out talking about arm wrestling. You know what I mean? That's the fun part.
It's organic.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Exactly.
Exactly.
So, all right, man. I guess I'll see you at practice Tuesday.
I'm actually not going to be there Tuesday because I want to recover for the Kumite.
Oh yeah.
So.
See, I can't go to it, so I'm like, I got to go Tuesday.
I know.
So I had to work late last Tuesday too, so I'm like, I don't want to miss 2 weeks. Dude,
a lot of you weren't there last Tuesday, right? No, you were there. No.
I had to work. No.
Okay, yeah, because I was there last Tuesday, dude. There was like no one there actually.
That's what I heard. It was small.
It was small, and I thought there'd be more people. I'm like, before Thanksgiving, I thought there'd be a lot of people. It wasn't. There'll probably be a lot. There'll probably be a lot this Tuesday, though.
That's what I'm thinking. And Steve just picked up another table.
Oh wow!
Michael Kehoe sold his.
That's right, for $275.
Because you beat him in Allentown, and then he decided to sell his table.
Bro,
no, I'm kidding. Mike, I'm kidding. No, but he wants to focus on like bodybuilding and stuff like that, and he got an injury, so he can't pull for a while anyway. So
right. I mean, I knew we were pulling. He mentioned how he fucked up. Like I think it was his left arm.
Yeah.
Either one of his arms, but he's like fucked up after I got done pulling with him. Like he actually we fucked, and then he of course was pulling with other people, so that didn't help. And he completely fucked his arms up again somehow.
Yeah, and he works with his arms all day, so he can't afford to like get that kind of injury and be out.
I would have bought that tape from him if I.
I know $275, dude. That's a great deal.
I would have, but.
Yeah. Steve jumped on it.
Hey man, hopefully Mike gets better though. That's number one.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It'd be nice to see him come back and get into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I understand, like it's hard. Like if I injured my right the way my left is, I would be screwed at work. You know, like sometimes I got to use a drill or something, or
how the fuck,
you know, like or like just type. Like I program a lot of stuff, so when I'm programming, like typing, like with my left, sometimes when I first injured it, I was having a hard time just typing.
Right.
So I was like, man, if my right got hurt like that, it would be difficult to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't. That would suck, dude. That would suck. You know?
Dude, it's terrible. Yeah, people gotta watch out. I know it sucks. The worst. I feel bad when people get injured. It's the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah.
It really is.
I used to like people beginners always complain about like, you know, elbow pain, this and that. Do you have any advice for that for a beginner?
I mean, massage is great. You know, anything to just help relieve the pain is great. A lot of blood flow to the area. Fresh blood is a great thing. So fresh blood really helps. I would say, you know, lightweight or no weight and just moving your arms. Movements like this for like 100 reps. Action was good. It gets a lot of blood in those tendons and ligaments rather than the muscle. And that's what you need. You need fresh blood in the ligaments and tendons. And that's by just doing body weight or very light work, you know.
Or just go to Ray. He'll massage you.
Or just go to Ray. Yeah, bro. Great dietitian massage. But massage.
His address is
hot and cold. Hot and ice baths, massage work, blood flow, and time.
Dude, I used to, as soon as I was done practice, take some Advil because sometimes the ride home is painful when you're a beginner. So I would take some Advil and get home, and I would ice my elbow for a while, and then the next day I would do all lightweight, high rep stuff, and eventually the amount of time that it hurt would get cut down. Like now tops maybe a day.
You just sped up your recovery time,
Yeah. Like tops now, maybe a day it hurts.
Right. I'll tell you
if I go 100%, you know, and I feel pain,
right,
and I overdo it, maybe a day or so, and I'm good. Where in the beginning it was like a week, sometimes more.
And you do the next day that lightweight work to get the blood stuff, and that helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Huge difference, dude.
Yeah, because there were times where I got hurt at practice, or I felt pain after practice, and it didn't stop till the next practice. Like, you know, like I'm like, shit, am I gonna be okay to go to practice tomorrow? You know, and then I'd wake up and feel good enough to go to practice, but it lasted that full week. And then you're trying to add in like your own training and weightlifting, and it's like in the beginning it was hard to find that balance.
That's exactly
like, you know, like, because you don't want to go heavy when you're feeling that pain.
No.
So like I'd wait like 3 or 4 days, go heavy, but then when you go heavy, then you're not 100% when practice rolls around.
It's terrible.
It takes a while to realize you don't have to be 100% at practice.
Correct.
You're not trying to destroy people. You're
not gonna be anyway. You know, no one's gonna be really 100%.
It doesn't matter if you're 100% because you're gonna get your ass kicked by most of the guys anyway.
Right, and right in the beginning, it's the worst phase anyway because it's gonna just take a longer time to recover compared to like being almost a year in. You know, so, like
Ray said the same thing as you. Like, take the time to recover, take the time to stretch. You know, take care of your arms and your wrists and your fingers and everything because that is the important thing.
But don't get lazy, right? Just don't let go away either, right? Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
I mean, people tell me that I overtrain now, my hand and wrist stuff, but like I've talked to some guys like that have crazy hand control, and they say they do it every day, and they go light, high rep. They don't even do heavy stuff with their hands, and they're like, they go like for quantity, just non-stop.
And they're right.
Over time, you know?
It's like using your hands at work every day. If you're doing this with your hands and wrists and forearms every day, dude, like you're not going to go all out max effort, but the fact you're constant and you're absolutely.
Like Tom Simcoe's wrist.
Dude.
He used to break like lead bars or whatever at work all day long. Like, look at his wrist. You can't even move it.
Crazy.
His whole body will flip over before his wrist gets bent back.
Tom Simcoe's on my list, dude. If that's another one who I gauge. I was like, Tom Simcoe is so strong. I'm not even near his strength level. It's ridiculous how strong Nitro is.
You gotta bribe Jesse to tell you how to beat his dad. Actually, I'm interviewing Jesse soon too. He's on my list. So
nice. Yeah, I'm telling you, like Nitro's on my gauge. Like, I bet you gotta beat him. He's like one of those Jedi masters. I had to take him out to get more powerful, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, he's strong, dude. And he's an older gentleman, you know, and he still has it. You know, like crazy.
It's crazy hands and wrists he has, man. It's crazy.
And that's guys like that are what made me realize like you have to have a strong wrist, you have to have a strong hand.
You do.
Because if that gets beat, it doesn't matter how strong your arm is at all.
Absolutely, bro.
Someone can take that all day long. You're probably gonna lose.
That's the truth. It really is.
You know, like not everyone can flop press like Jerry Caderet. You know.
Correct.
So you have to have that. You have to be able to contain, especially top rollers.
You're right.
You know, like me being a hooker, it's very difficult with these tall top rollers that are like 6'5". You know what I mean?
Right.
They just roll right over the top of me.
Right.
So if you don't have hand control, you are screwed.
So screwed, bro. You gotta have the hand control. And I hate pressing. And there's been a couple guys where the only way I can beat them is come into a press, which I don't know why. I just don't like pressing. I'm not strong at it.
Yeah.
But my God, dude.
You know what's scary to me is you know, like when everyone's telling you dangerous position is when you're outside your body and stuff. But some guys, including Dave Schell, have broken their arms in a press.
Right.
So
there's a
like,
lot of pressure.
You don't think that that's a dangerous position, but when
Right.
you're putting that much pressure against someone who's not moving,
it's a lot of pressure on the bone.
yeah. So that
Right.
that was scary to me because I was like, I've tried to press a few times here and there, and just not knowing that that could be a dangerous position because
Yeah.
you're mostly told that when you're outside your body, that's dangerous. Nobody really talks about pressing being that dangerous
Right.
as often.
Right.
You know?
And you never know, it could be individual too. Some people could be okay in that position. It doesn't bother their
Right.
bones.
Yeah.
Some breaks their arms. So
Right.
it was funny, like that one at Dad's bar I was in, I got some lashback from like Miguel and like Jesse, and like they're saying I was in that broken arm position against like Ray. And the one match had a flop press, but I wasn't like this, it completely extended. I was looking away, but I was actually in like a more safer press.
Yeah.
My hand was back, but I wasn't completely extended out like this where I would dislocate my shoulder.
Yeah.
I was looking away, but I was still my shoulder was still kind of behind my hand.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like that. I don't know. I've been in nasty positions like that. Fortunately, I've had no fucking arm break, but
yeah.
Some people might, I don't know. Like I said, it could be individual. Some people could get a broken arm position, some might not,
Plus, like, because I'm short, when I get into a press, I can't get on top of my arm as much as like some of these taller guys. So my press isn't fully behind my shoulder where I'm just pressing down easy. It's out a little, which that's probably not as safe. You know what I mean? So I just don't do it.
Look, even Michael Todd says it. Michael Todd used to do the inside hook press, right? Inside hook, but like, you don't do it anymore. Why? Because it fucks up your shit.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't recognize this, but Michael Todd mentioned how like the difference between American hookers and like European hookers is that all the Americans like to go in. They start and they like to dive in with their hook.
Yeah.
He goes, a lot of the Europeans, when they hook, they do a hook drag, which is actually what I do.
Yeah.
But if you watch how fast they are, they're like boom, boom, like that. But it's a hook drag. They rarely go in.
Right.
Which he mentioned, I was like, ooh, I might have to watch some more European arm wrestling to see that. But yeah.
You know who has an interesting style for hooking is Vadim.
He does.
Because he told me, like, he doesn't hook and try to go in like that. He just twists like that. And then he said it's a shorter, it's an easier movement than trying to get full wrist flexion. He's just and then he goes.
That's interesting.
So all he's doing is like, just like a wrap right around the guy's arm.
Interesting.
And then he does his drag and pull. But that was interesting, but it didn't work for me at all. I could not replicate that as easy.
Interesting.
Like, for me, it's more comfortable to just go in and pull them. I lat drag people out.
Me
and
too.
Then try to go.
He has a very side pressure like hook.
Yeah. And that's why, because he's not really like hooking. He's kind of just twisting his. He said that movement is a lot easier to do than to get full cup and wrist flexion. So he just does that, and then he's got him.
Right, I remember him telling.
That makes sense. Really,
it does. I might have to try that.
It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, I might have to try that with him and see how that feels. That's interesting because you're like me, probably. Well, the way I start off, dude, I actually like to grab high anyway with a nice rock. So I actually look like I'm top rolling,
right?
But then I boom right into a deep downward pinky pressure hook. Drag.
That's what I've been working is my downward pressure.
Downward pressure, bro.
Just from watching some videos with Paul Lynn and stuff.
Paul Lynn. With using that hook finisher of Arm Assassins, right?
Yep.
I know, dude. I'm like,
it works, dude. That thing feels good, dude.
Right.
And Jesse Simcoe was showing me, like just the way I was gripping up was wrong for what I want to do. So he made a little bit of an adjustment, and then the guy I was arm wrestling was like, "Oh, dude, that feels way." He's like, "I have way harder a time to top roll you now than before."
Right.
So it's just one little adjustment made a huge difference.
Right, and you got to go what's comfortable for you too.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, I've had some people, if you like to hook, maybe come in low and have a low rock, a low. I don't like this dumped wrist shit. I just, it's not. I'm not a comfortable hooker from that position. No,
Yeah.
I like to start high and then I'll go into my hook. That's kind of, you know,
like a
you have to find
like a high hook kind
a
of.
high hook. Yeah, it's kind of like a high hook, and then
Sort of.
It's weird.
But you kind of high hook and then go into a drag, sort of.
Right. That's pretty much what it is. Right. And it's just ironic because when I talk about downward pressure, and even Paul Lynn said it's one of the most overlooked pressures.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And when I was pulling with him in Allentown practice, he says the only pressure he felt for me that
Was
like
down pressure
was this. He said this downward pressure. He goes, I feel the most pressure from you. I'm like, And then he made that video about downward pressure. I'm like,
oh, good. Yeah.
It is important. I mean, it works. I mean, downward pressure is nice. That pinky pressure is important.
Right.
You know?
He's like, I feel this, but nothing else.
And bro,
yeah.
And one of the things I picked up today from Jim Bryan's dude is the bottom 3 fingers. Even the bottom 2 are probably the most important.
Yeah. That's what Jesse was showing me a little bit, and Josh Vinicor.
Exactly. Those are the most important fingers.
Especially against top rollers.
Yeah.
Like if you can chop them down, you're taking their ability away to.
Right. I mean, even if you're able to, to have that pressure to stop them from turning their wrist, dude, it's important.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference.
Ever since Josh showed me like how to grip up properly for what I'm trying to do, I'm doing way better against top rollers now. Because before they used to just, depending on who it was, they would just take my wrist, and take my hand. But now that I'm gripping up properly and then go into a position and trying to stay deeply cupped on them, they're having a harder time getting out of that.
Right.
It makes a big difference.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's just cool to see like little adjustments make a big difference, and you're like, wow, dude,
crazy.
Like
some of the
it's just knowledge.
Oh, I'll have to show you some of the shit I learned with the strap today. Like, dude, crazy. Like just crazy pressures you would think to like crazy. I mean,
Josh was showing me some stuff with that too, and
I mean,
like if they have like the buckle versus if you have the buckle, like it makes a huge difference when you tighten up and go to center. Like if you keep flopping your wrist and letting them take the tightening, and then when you tighten up, like you feel that difference, like, oh wow, I have all the power here with the strap.
Right.
Like it makes a big difference. Like we didn't really pull in the straps, but just he let me get that feeling of the difference on the setup that you do, like creating a pocket or this or that versus depending on what side the strap is on.
Right. Yeah, and high.
Yeah, it makes such a difference.
Right. Crazy shit. I used to fully accept. I have to like when I was stepping a strap, I need to be creating more of like it's more beneficial to create more of like a fat.
Right.
It's little stupid things like that make a big difference.
Yeah. That's what he was showing me. It's funny. That's exactly what he was showing me. Like just stick your thumb out, make it feel fatter, and then when they tighten the strap, then you have some slack a little bit.
Right. The one thing I learned today was how to apply this different type of pressure to strap where like your wrist is actually kind of in a little bit of a bent flop position, but the way it's kind of like a push to your left shoulder.
Yeah.
Push versus a pull, and the pressure is like right here above the meat thumb. Where you want to, it's very just weird shit like this.
It's probably uncomfortable for the other guy because his wrist is turned in an awkward.
It opens like these fingers up easily, and it's like, oh shit. And you finish like this, like in a flop position. You wouldn't think that you want to be like that, but the strap,
yeah.
Dude, all this crazy shit's like,
See, I don't have that much experience in the strap, but like that one week, I got a win on Mike Fisher, and then he went to the strap, but he's way better in the strap than me, so he destroyed me in the straps. But I felt good that I got a pin on him, like I was like, sweet.
Wow, that's really good. That's really on the right.
But he, I don't have enough experience in the strap to deal with him in the strap. So
it was right arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
so
good.
I was able to get him into my hook, and then he was
Mike
in trouble.
Mike is no stepping stone. He's powerful.
Yeah, he's strong.
So if you got to put him, that's good, dude.
He's another guy who advanced quickly.
Yeah, and that's another guy to look out for too. Mike Fisher will just get better. So yeah, he's gonna get good.
Yeah.
He's got a good hit. He's got strong biceps, strong. He's good.
Yeah, he got big quick.
He's been
hitting the gym, working hard and stuff.
He's working hard. You see that picture from that double bicep? I was like, bro, those guns look good, bro.
Yeah.
That's bodybuilding style biceps, bro.
Yep. Dude, I ordered heavier dumbbells like 6 months ago, and they just finally came in. So I'm like, sweet, because you can't find them anywhere.
Oh my god!
I was trying to get 50s because the heaviest I had was 40s. So I ordered them 6 months ago, and they just came in like 3 days ago.
So you were looking for, why not? How about get these, like the adjustable dumbbells?
Well, they're hard to find.
Really?
So I ended up getting one from Lucas Raymond that's a 2-inch fat bar with the adjustable, and the center it spins.
Oh, it's beautiful,
dude. That thing is not easy. Like 50
I
pounds on that is like,
right.
It feels crazy.
Right, dude. That's crazy.
So I'll use that to do like static holds or like on the preacher curl bar and just do like partial curls because it's a lot harder and I don't have to grip it because it spins. So I just put it in my hand and just get that.
Awesome.
But it's just funny how different, like I have a bunch of attachments, but you just start realizing that you don't need all these attachments because there's certain ones that just do what you need it to do.
Exactly.
You don't need like 6 different variations of the one,
Exactly, I know.
So I wish I knew that before I spent all the money buying them. But
right, I know, right? But it's fun to collect them too. Sometimes.
It is too. It is not. It's like bragging rights, like look at all these.
I got all the toys here.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's fun though.
That's awesome.
But anyway, man, this has been a blast. So thank
you.
Dude,
a lot of fun, bro. A lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. It sucks because I can talk about arm wrestling all night. So it's like I can't have a 6-hour podcast. You know what I mean? Like I've been trying to keep them around like an hour or 45 minutes or something. But like,
how long are we now? How long are we going now?
I don't know. It doesn't let me view the time on the recording.
It's almost 10 or 11. I can't tell.
It's almost 11.
Okay.
So me and Ray went for like an hour and 25 minutes or something like that.
That's awesome.
You'll have to watch it, dude, because he talked about you a lot in it. So it's cool.
Oh, man, I feel bad.
All good stuff. All good stuff.
Well, I feel bad. Did I talk enough about him now? It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, we talked about him.
Yeah, okay.
He's a good guy, dude.
No, dude, I love Ray. Yeah, I've known him since since high school. So, yeah.
Dude, you know what's awesome? Is I don't know if he'll be mad that I'm saying this, but after the podcast, I sent him a message on Instagram. I was like, dude, thank you so much for doing this. And he was like, no problem. And he was like, if you ever want to hang out, let me know. Like he took it to that next level. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's like, dude, thank you. So he was like, just super friendly, like
good dude.
Awesome dude. Awesome dude.
He's trustworthy. He's loyal. He's a good guy. Yeah,
and so far, everyone I've interviewed has been the same way.
Yeah.
I interviewed Dave Shell.
Shell's great too. Yeah.
He's like the practice master. If you need to know where there's a practice, that's the guy to ask.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
He knows.
Or if you need someone's phone number or you need any kind of information, Dave's gonna have it.
He knows, bro. He knows everything. It's great.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And then Warren Raber, super nice guy.
Warren Raber, yeah, dude. Most of the guys in the community are cool. So
he's another guy that I think is going to be a beast because he's got that height. And he's strong.
He's strong. I was able to pull with him on Allentown. He's strong, but I was able to win against him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, which I was surprised. But he's going to come up quick, I'm sure. I mean,
Especially he gets to train with Paul and these guys.
I was just
so
going to say, he's training under Paul Lynn. He's going to catch up quick. Warren's going to be
he's going to be a beast.
With that leverage and the height. Whew.
That's what I told him, dude. I'm like, you're going to top roll the shit out of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the right build.
When me and Warren pulled, I don't know if he fell into my hook more or he liked to hook, but it looked like he liked to hook. We were in more of a hook position, and that's where I was able to get him.
Yeah.
But he top rolls and gets, dude.
And that's the thing. I think he's at that stage where like he's trying to figure out what his strongest move is. Because he was working with Jesse a little, and he said he learned a lot from Jesse and finally figured out that he could beat people easier in a top roll than trying to go into a hook.
Yeah, I think if he like top rolled, he would probably top roll my ass easily.
I mean, he's built to be a top roller.
Right.
You know?
And my weakness is actually trying to stop top rollers. I gotta learn that tip that Josh showed you to stop top rollers.
Oh, dude.
You have to show me. Yeah. I think he did, but I probably forgot. But yeah, I have to say.
That's the thing. Like so many people give you like tons of different advice. You're not going to grasp it all. Like you have to just find which ones work for you, because sometimes people tell me to try something and I try it and I'm like, it doesn't feel comfortable at all.
Right.
It's not something that I could pull off. You know what I mean? But then someone else will come along and be like, try this. And then it just clicks and you're like, oh, okay, I can do that. You know?
Right.
So it's kind of cool to see, you know, you gotta take it all in, and then you have to try it at practice and decipher which one's going to be the one that works for you.
Dude, I mean, one of the greatest things I learned is it's like I just learned it today from Jim Bryan's class. From Jim Bryan's, like, you're going to learn 20 million things. Try to walk away with just knowing one thing.
Yeah.
You know, don't get flustered. If you can walk away with just one thing that you learned, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you can tell that Josh works with those guys, because Josh says those exact things that Jim says.
Exactly.
And he won't teach me more than one thing at practice.
There you go.
He'll teach me the one thing and have me work on that the whole time.
He knows what's going on.
He's not trying to give me like 10 different things, and because I'll forget, you know, anybody would forget most of them, because you're only going to remember the ones that actually work for you, you know?
So correct, dude. It really is.
It's cool, man. It's such a fun sport.
Yeah, it's going to take time to really even get an even decent grasp of that.
And some things people teach you, you can't do them yet because you're not strong enough to do them. But you will be one day.
Right.
And then those things will come into play where right now maybe they don't yet, you know?
Right. And those things
sometimes people are like, do this. And I'm like, I've been trying to do that for fucking 10 minutes here. I don't have the strength to do this to this person. But it might work on the weaker guys or the guys at my level.
At their level, right.
Yeah. So that's why I'll when someone teaches me something, I'll go try it with guys like Dave Schell.
Right.
You know, guys that are in my range.
Correct.
Or a little lower or a little stronger to where I can pull that off.
Absolutely.
You know? If I go try to do that to like you or Russ or Kevin, I can't do it. So I don't know what it's going to feel like because I cannot pull it off.
It's like what to do. You know what to do, but at the end of the day, Devin Larratt says it best. You know, it's so simple, but at the end of the day, just get stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like we all know what to do, but at some point, I just need to get stronger at that. That's why I can't. You know, that's why you can't do certain things to Kevin or Russ. We're just not at that level.
Yeah.
It's like, we know what to do. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not strong enough.
And when I arm wrestle the guys that are like right at my level, I only ever go 80%. I don't go 100. And and the reason for that is these are the guys I'm probably going to have to face in a tournament. So a lot of times they're like, oh, like they think they can beat me because I'm letting them like get me in a bad position. I try to fight my way out, or I'll even let them pin me.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I already know how I need to beat this guy, so I don't need to do it here at practice. Let him think that he's beating me. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
And I just like leave it like that, dude.
You'll surprise the shit out of them then.
That's what that's my mind frame. Like it's a chess game, you know, like.
Yeah, that's a good way to train. You're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage by not going all
Right.
out. Your power, you get to work a little bit different.
Because I'll hit a little bit, and just if I see that I can get into my strong point, then I just let them get me out of it, and then I try to work back into it a couple times,
Right.
and then if I gas out, I just let them pin me, and then I let them think that I didn't let them do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So only with the guys that are like in my range, though. You know, like the guys that are weaker than me, I'll let them pin me and make them work for it. You know, just like you do to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do that with the guys below me, but the guys that are right at me, dude, I just I don't do everything that I can.
It's interesting. That's a good way. That's a good tactic.
I keep it a little quiet, you know.
That's kind of a mental fuck.
Make them think that I'm the worst arm wrestler in the world.
Right. That's a mental fuck. And
then all of a sudden, surprise, you know.
Exactly.
That's my game plan anyway. I just ruined it by putting it out there.
But, yeah, right now people are expecting.
None of them are gonna watch this anyway. It doesn't matter.
Oh shit, that's great.
This will probably get 3 views.
You know?
But anyway.
Awesome. Had a blast, bro.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
And I guess you're not going to practice, so I'll see you at the next practice.
I will see you at the next practice. I'm going to recover for next Saturday. So, yeah.
Crazy, man.
Shout out to Ray. Thank you, Ray, for all the good words, bro.
Yeah, dude. Watch his intervio. It was good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it.
He gave a lot. He gets very in depth in his answers. Like he's very like the way he like he says like he's articulate in the way he tells you his thoughts, and like he got deep into a lot of the questions, and like that's awesome for beginners. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not the best at that. I kind of suck at that. He's very good at that.
He's like very. Him and Dave
Sometimes
Shell.
I have trouble.
Dave Shell's good at that too.
Right. Sometimes I have trouble getting deep into certain questions. He's really good. He's like the Morpheus of the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes, he's very good at that. He's good.
Yeah, he has an interesting story too, like how he got into it, and it's funny because him and Russ are kind of connected in the way you guys came into the sport.
Right.
Which is kind of neat.
I'm sure his details I'm forgetting, which is why I actually want to watch it, because it's gonna like, oh shit, that's right. I'll watch it and like
I'll be like, well, Ray, that's not what Ed said. Which one of you is lying? But yeah, it's cool that you guys are friends, and I got to interview you both. So it's kind of neat because you guys have stories that kind of intertwine with each other.
Right. That's
so
awesome.
Who do you recommend I try to interview next from our team, or from any team, like someone that's new, that's someone like in the same time frame, like you, Ray.
Honestly, how about Mikey Fisher?
Oh yeah, he'd be a good one. I wonder if he would do it. He'd probably.
He looks like the guy that would do it.
Yeah.
He would have a problem, and he's new. He kind of sucks, and he's coming up. I think Mikey Fisher would be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And he's Team Philly, so
yeah. I'm doing Jesse Simcoe. That's cool. Jacob Bevel.
Awesome.
TJ Foley and his daughter.
Jacob Bevel's interesting because, dude, I'm telling you, that might be someone else to watch out for, because like he's training under Engen.
Yeah.
And I can see.
And he's working hard in the gym too.
I see Jacob. I see him, bro. He's getting strong. I can just see it through his videos, his training. He looks explosive. Yeah, that's another guy to watch out for is Jacob, man. I think he's in the 170s.
You know what we got to do?
What?
We got to provoke a super match between him and Khalil, so you can see how he does against Khalil.
Yeah,
you'll have some kind of idea.
Right. Jacob mentioned to me a month ago, I think Jacob says he's getting into like the 180s. He's trying to get heavier. So he would actually be a great – I actually want to see Jacob versus Khalil. I think that'd be a great matchup between them two. They're both
fast. Yeah.
They're both fast. They're both similar height, but they both have different styles. One's a hook press. He's more of the way Jacob looks like more of a hooker, outside hooker. He's not an inside hooker like Khalil.
Right.
So that's a big matchup, I think.
We should put that in the works just so we can see it, you know? Like, hey, Khalil said he could beat you, Jacob.
Yeah.
I'll start some trouble with that in the interview.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. So you got Jesse, Jacob, who else you
got? Well, hold on. I got a list going, dude, because there's too many people.
Yeah. We gotta get Mikey Fish. If you were to get one from Team Philly next, I think Mikey Fish would be a good candidate.
These are just the people that have said yes to an interview.
Okay.
So I got Jesse Simcoe, I got Jacob Bevel, I got Gio, that new kid that's from Georgia.
Not Mikey. Oh, Gio.
Yeah.
Gio, yeah.
I didn't know. I've been calling him Gio the whole time. It's actually Gio.
I thought, it's Gio. I actually thought you said Gio.
I've been calling him Gio the whole time.
So it's Gio.
Yeah. Josh. Yeah, it is Gio. So
okay.
Jacob Bevel, Gio, Josh Vinacore finally agreed, which is cool. Josh Musser.
Okay.
He's another good one that's pretty strong.
Yeah, he is.
Ewan Ray, Corey Dupree, my buddy from New Hampshire, who's like a beast in the 155s. He's the one who went to Atlantic City.
Okay.
He won first place.
Wow.
He beat Black Ice. So, and that was his first time beating Black Ice. Like,
wow, strong dude.
He was pretty excited about that.
Strong dude.
And then TJ Foley and Callie on Thursday, his daughter, which is cool because I can throw in clips of her arm wrestling like Ron Bath, Toddzilla.
Very true.
You know, yeah. Paul Lynn, like everybody. So that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's pretty much all the people that have said yes so far that I asked, but I haven't asked that many people yet. So
right.
I can ask Mike Fisher. That's a good one. I'd like to ask. I wonder if Kevin would do it. That'd be cool.
Kevin, yeah, I think he might be shy, but yeah, Kev or Russ, even Kevin or Russ. You know?
Yeah, Russ would be a good one.
Yeah, even Mike, the really new kid, Mike with the tattoos, is strong.
Oh yeah.
Even if he was willing to, I would love to see what he's doing.
Dude, he's
so dangerous.
The first day he showed up, he was strong right out of the gate, dude.
Yeah, he almost reminded me of a Khaled. He got that strong, dominant hand, strong grip. And even when I go to finish him, it's a pain in the ass to finish him. His wrist doesn't even matter that his wrist flexion doesn't even matter that's that weak. His hand is so dominant that he's still able to it's just very hard to pin. That's how dominant his hand is. It's retarded. Yeah,
I haven't really pulled with him yet, so I'm
not trying to kiss ass, but that's one guy that's people have to watch out for.
That's what I like. Like guys can come in like that and they're just beasts.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
That and the opposite. Guys come in thinking they're going to be a beast and they're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They realize oh man, this is a whole different.
Yeah.
There's a difference between gym strength and arm wrestling strength.
Right. You know? Some of them, man, their souls get crushed. They never return. It's like
that new kid, Eric Hamill. He actually lives near me. The one who was talking.
Eric, yeah.
He said he thought he was going to be way stronger coming in because he's he's strong in the gym, and he said, dude, it's so humbling. I'll try to interview him too.
Was he wearing the Philly Police sweater one time?
No.
Or was Eric?
That was a different kid.
Okay, so Eric's
the one who I think he was asking you about you going to the gym right here in Glen Olden.
He has the red claw hoodie. He was wearing last time, maybe.
Oh, he might have.
Yeah, I think I heard something.
Yeah. He did an interview. He did one of the claw interviews.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and he lives right near me, in 2 streets down from me.
Oh wow!
So he's always like, hey, he has a table too. He's always like, hey, if you want to practice, I'm like, that's awesome, dude.
Awesome.
But he might be a good one to interview too. But he said he thought he was going to be way stronger. He's like, dude, it's so humbling when you come in there and these little skinny guys that you think you would crush destroy you,
bro.
Someone can you imagine? You come into a practice and you see someone no offense, like Vadim. He looks like just a skinny little guy,
Right.
He's a freaking monster.
That wrist.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. That's just, like you never know. Like, you know what I mean? Or like I pulled a little bit with Oleg dude, his wrist is insane, dude.
Bro, his hand hard. His hand is not even big, but it's so strong.
Yeah,
it's like structured.
I couldn't do anything with his hand or wrist.
Crazy, dude.
And he sent me a whole bunch of his training videos. Dude, he does some insane stuff that you're just like, oh my God.
Oh, I have to check it out.
He's like doing wrist curls with like full barbells with like 100 pounds on it and doing this crazy shit, dude. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. He just showed me like all this stuff he does in his basement.
Yeah, Oleg's
crazy.
Strong. He's very strong. He's beaten me plenty of times before, dude. He's a strong hand, strong wrist. It's crazy.
When someone has that strong a hand or wrist, it's so hard to do anything with it.
Right.
Like, because then it comes down to, if you can't take their hand or wrist, you have to try to take their entire fucking arm, and if you're not a lot stronger than them, that's not easy to do.
No, I know, dude. That's what's great about sport, man. It's humbling, and it's just the levels of strength is awesome.
It's so cool, dude. Everybody's so different and pulls different that it's just really like a chess game. Like, you just have to figure it out.
Right.
Everybody has something that they're weak in. Nobody's strong in everything unless you're like Paul Lynn or some shit. But you just got to find that way around what their strengths,
Sure. Even guys like Paul Lynn or Todd Hutchings or anything like that, they're all mortal.
Oh yeah, there's someone out there. There's someone out there that has their number who's stronger. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, you look at someone like Paul Lynn, and to us, it's like, dude, I'm never gonna beat this guy.
Right.
But then someone like Todd Hutchins comes in and pins him.
It's like, come here, Paul.
Yeah.
I know. That's what's great. And then someone will come in and pin Todd. Like, that's what's not.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. So I want to see Todd and Lachlan Adair go at it, dude, eventually when they finally open up the borders.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? But that's gonna be an interesting. I know. I can't tell.
I don't know what happened there, because Todd went there and was getting along with Ryan Bowen.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they're like mortal enemies. All of a sudden, what happened?
Does Todd Hutchins? I know Todd Hutchins has a little beef with Lachlan Adair, but does he have beef with Ryan as well?
He made some comments in a podcast that I watched today
about Ryan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What's he say?
I don't know. He just was like, he was kind of vague about it because he didn't want to say names. But he was like, he said like ginger from Australia. You know what I mean? So like, what other ginger from Australia would he be talking about?
Right. I wonder why they had a little fallout. That's interesting.
I don't know, dude.
Whose podcast was that you heard this?
Oh man, who was he on with? Artem.
Okay.
He was on with Artem.
Okay. Production. Okay.
Yeah. And it was him in the title. It was him, Todd Hutchins, like Toddzilla's top 5 arm wrestlers.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a recent video.
But it was like, I mean, he went on for a long time, and he said probably like his top 20. But he was very. It wasn't what you think. Like he wasn't.
That's what I heard.
He wasn't going like Devin Larratt, Michael Todd. Like he put thought into it, and it was very different.
Very different.
Like
right.
He was picking guys for different reasons, and he put a lot of thought into it.
Which is, I'm kind of the same way. I don't pick. Who do you look up for? Who do you look up to? Like, I don't really look up to like the bigger guys. I kind of like different guys, and they might be. I'm not gonna say the lower level guys, but they're just guys that aren't as, I guess, exposed to social media in the world as other guys are.
Yeah.
Arm wrestlers. Guys like who's a guy that I recently I love watching, Greg Gray. You know who Greg Gray?
Oh yeah. He's awesome, dude.
He's
super nice guy too.
Super nice guy, and I think he's like my weight class, like 176 to 180 something range.
And he's older, and he's fit as hell, dude.
Dude, he just won the Arnold dude. He's a freak. So I like guys like that, know.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that, and I respect what them's doing, and guys like Michael Todd. Yeah. But I don't know, they're just the super level that I like more of like the, you know.
Like a lot of guys hate on Ryan Bowen.
I like Ryan Bowen.
I do too, because I feel like he's always an underdog. And a lot of times he surprises you and he comes out with that win, you know?
I was so shocked that one match against that one other Australian. It was like a $2,000 match.
Yeah, that dude was way bigger too. Yeah.
He beat Ryan a couple times, but the fact that Ryan came back from his losses and still won, like, it just goes to show you he knows what he's doing. He's strong.
Yeah. Whatever he's doing is working. And I think he's been good for the sport for beginners because he does a lot of training videos and they're really in-depth and good.
Yeah, Ryan's a good dude. Good dude.
Yeah, I feel like he gets a bad rap, you know? People always hate, you know, he's making a living now off YouTube and training and videos, and people are just hating on him. But good for him. Who wouldn't want to like make a living off your hobby? You know,
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why they would hate on him for that. It's so stupid.
Yeah, because he started charging for training, and it's like, dude, I looked into it to see what he was offering. Like he gives you three days a week for an entire month of like a whole like training routine, and then
how much? It's probably not even that. It's probably not that bad.
The one on Facebook is cheaper than the one on YouTube, but I think now they're one and the same. And it's not just him. Him and Lachlan Adair made this program.
Designed it, right?
Yeah. So there's like a lot of strength stuff in it too, because Lachlan is a beast, you know.
Right.
So it's like 3 days a week, and it's broken down into months, and then you go on his YouTube channel, and he has a video for every single exercise for that week.
Oh, shit.
So that takes a lot of time to do.
It does.
You know, like he went and made a video, and then you can also message him and talk to him and do some one-on-ones with him for like a monthly fee. I think it's like $24 a month on YouTube.
Yeah.
For his biggest package.
Yeah,
that's probably worth it for someone like a mid-level guy that's trying to go to that next level.
Right. People are hating because they wish they could do what he's doing, making them off arm wrestling. So. Like, come on, dude. Yeah, they're just hating, dude. Good for Ryan, dude. Why shouldn't he make in return for, you know? Come on,
dude. He's killing it. You know.
This isn't a free world.
It's good. It's good for the sport too. I mean,
yeah. This isn't a free world, people. So
I mean, Devin's making money off it. Armbet. Now he came out with his own line of tables and attachments and everything that are being sold.
Right.
Like he's making some money.
Hold on. Can you see me?
Yeah, no, okay. I was like, he hung up on me.
No, I got a notification. My battery's about to die. So.
Oh, all right. Dude, that means the interview is coming to an end.
The phone just
it was full when we started.
Dude, I shit you not, my phone was.
It probably was. Video sucks up a lot of battery, dude.
I guess it does. Wow, Jesus Christ, that's hilarious, bro. 20% left. Oh shit, dude.
That's funny, dude.
Have fun, bro. I could go on for a couple more hours. I
know, dude. It's awful. Like me and Ray went for like an hour and 25 minutes, and we were like, dude, like we kept doing the same thing, like kind of starting to end it, and then a topic would come up, and we just kept going, dude. It was so funny. It's hard. It's hard to not talk arm wrestling when you're so into it. You know,
it's great, man. It's fucking awesome, bro.
But
we'll
do this again soon, dude.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Like I said, it'd be cool to get a couple guys on eventually. Like if I interview like Russ, and then I've done you, Russ, and Ray, like maybe get all three of you on. So
love it.
Because you got all your stories intertwined, so it'd be cool to get that.
Would be cool.
Yeah.
I would love it, dude. I'm down. Cool.
I gotta ask Ray if he would do it.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would think it's fun.
I mean, Russ. Sorry.
Great. That'd be great.
I'll ask Russ if he'll do an interview first. And if he will, then we'll do the triple one.
Triple threat. I like it.
So we can compete with Neil and those guys.
Yeah.
Neil and Ryan Bowen and Paul Lynn and Coach Ray.
The worst arm wrestling fix.
Yeah. I'll steal his name too, and I'll put sunglasses on and tell jokes. Dude, we'll do a mock show just like theirs and piss them off.
Dude,
Then maybe they'll bring it up and be like, look at these assholes.
I could let's say Russ would totally be Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Raymond.
Yeah, always flexing. Yeah.
I could see you as Neil Pickup, definitely.
That's an insult to Neil. A little bit. He was a beast in his day, dude.
Oh, he was, bro.
Probably still is.
Oh, dude.
You know?
That'd be so funny, bro. That'd be so funny.
Dude, they've been calling Paul the White Troll. No, the White, what is it? The White Ogre or something like that.
Oh, or the White Orc.
Orc, that's it. They've been calling it White Orc. I'm like, what? It's from like a movie or something they're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Probably Lord of the Rings.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I guess I could see that, dude. He's a fucking monster.
He looks like an orc. I mean, he's an orc. Look at him.
He's just a big diesel.
Right.
Dude, the funniest thing is like if you see him, you're like, look at this pit bull. But he's the nicest guy ever, dude.
Oh, he's great. He's cool.
You know?
Yeah, Paul's cool shit.
He's a lot of the reason I got into arm wrestling, because I was interacting with him online a lot.
Right.
And then I found out about Morocco's Big Practice. And I went there like, oh, I'm going to meet Paul Lynn. This is awesome.
Right.
I walk in and Paul wasn't there yet. But there's freaking Todd Zilla and like Mike Aiello and all these guys, dude. And I was like, what the hell, dude?
Right.
I was like, this just got crazy. And then Travis Bajan walks in, dude. I'm like, oh my God, this is nuts. Then Paul finally showed up, and I was like, dude, this is out of hand.
Right. I mean, Team Lethal. I used to watch a lot of their videos when I was starting, dude.
Yeah.
Team Lethal. Yeah, with Paul Lynn and Storm Chelino. That's great stuff.
Yeah, they get a lot of good training videos.
Good stuff.
Coach Ray, too, dude. And
Coach Ray? Yeah, for sure.
Those guys have some great videos.
For sure.
There's a lot of no-name guys out there, too, that have great videos. If you search around a lot.
Oh,
like there's dudes like they don't have a big following, but their videos are amazing.
Look, another good one is I forgot what the channel is called, but it's called like Georgian Armwrestlers. I think of the guy Gennady. He's a Georgian arm wrestler. It's like his channel. There's a lot of like Georgian arm wrestling like clips, like awesome stuff to watch on that.
That's cool.
Dude, it's European arm wrestling. It's awesome, dude. This guy's
I'll have to make a list of like good YouTube videos for training that I can talk about so that beginners can be like, oh, let me go check this out.
Yeah.
Maybe post them somewhere or something.
Yeah. I'll post the link down here.
Yeah. Something like that, and like point and it pops up or something.
Yeah.
I got to get better at editing, dude. Like my whole intro is retarded. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. In time, you'll be good.
Yeah. I just need to create an intro. Like right now, I just have something stupid that I was doing on my like troll videos, and I just kept it for now. But
definitely, the intro's got to include the worst arm wrestler in the world title with the logo. Obviously, you gotta have a good.
Well, I did include that. I did figure out how to do that, but like my intro music is kind of like a silly, weird thing. You'll see when you watch.
I'll check it out again. Yeah, for sure.
When you watch Ray's interview, you'll hear it. Yeah.
That's great.
Dude, it'll be funny if you watch it before the next time all three of us are at practice, and then we could talk about it.
Oh, I'll watch it right before next time because I'm not going this Tuesday, so I'll watch it by next practice.
You know what's cool is Josh Vinicor has been listening to all my interviews.
Oh, that's cool.
And he doesn't watch them. He listens to them on the way to work. So he listens to it, and then I'll get a text like some critiques from him. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Which is cool. Like the first one I did with Dave Shell, he's like, "Don't do that stuff ever again." He's like, you know, like he was like, "You got to move away from that stuff." Like, you know.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah, like he keeps me grounded, you know.
Oh, it's great. That's good stuff. That's awesome that he's helping me out, giving you tips.
Yeah. Cool, he's actually the one who came up with calling it the other 98%. Because he's like, dude, only like 2% of arm wrestlers are at that elite level. He's like, you're interviewing like the other 98%.
I
of
like
arm
it.
wrestlers,
I like it.
which is true. Like, there's not that many interviews with just normal everyday arm wrestlers. Like,
No.
it's always guys that are like well known through the whole community or country or world.
Right.
So I'm just gonna start hitting all the guys that like are not known yet.
Right. Absolutely.
Because, dude, I mean, you keep arm wrestling the way you are, you will be known. And this will be early footage of your big career in arm wrestling. Like, I knew him when he was a little guy.
He's grown up so much
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Dude, yeah, it's awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fun, dude. It's such a good time.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Great
You know?
time, dude. Great time.
I tried to write down a bunch of questions that like I think would be good, but then it just evolves into so much more. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean,
Like, I try to stick to certain questions, but then once those are done, it's just like a free for all. Like, you know?
I know, but I think you're good. I mean, you're getting like the basic question that you want to ask. You're getting those answered, and then you go, and then it's like having fun from there. We're just now more conversing and.
Yeah, and I want it to be entertaining for the beginners too. Like, or I think of it like if I hadn't started arm wrestling yet, what questions would I have to someone who's been in it for a little bit like you?
Right.
Like, what would I ask? You know, if we were having a conversation, talking about me getting into it.
Right.
And you got you and Ray, everybody, Dave Shell, Warren Raber. You guys have all had awesome answers and different opinions. So it's cool to see the different,
outlook from each, a different perspective from each.
Yeah, and it's like, Dave Shell's 69, Warren Raber's 38, you're 33. Like, it's just like different ages, So it's like you guys are at different spots,
right,
and different levels of arm wrestling. So it's just really cool to see the different answers.
Right.
So it's fun, man.
It's awesome, dude.
Anyway, before your phone dies.
Down to 16%.
Yeah. So I'll see you at the next practice, and good luck at the Kumite, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And yeah, man, I will see you
next
Tuesday. Shout out to Ray. Thank you for the good words again, Ray. And yeah. Man. Thank you for having me.
I'll tell him you said some good things about him as well.
Thanks, bro. Dude.
He'll probably see this.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't have Facebook, does he?
He doesn't have Facebook, but this is a YouTube channel too. So
yeah.
If he wants to,
I'll send him the link.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll go. Yeah, he has YouTube.
Why isn't he on Facebook? We got to get him on Facebook, dude. What's going on?
He doesn't care. He likes Instagram or Facebook. He doesn't care for like the bullshit on Facebook.
Gotcha.
So
just do like me. Only add arm wrestlers.
Dude, right? Like, yeah. I was like, you can choose to what you want to listen to.
Dude, this is crazy, but I just maxed out yesterday to the amount that you can have friends on Facebook.
But yeah, what's the amount you can have?
5,000.
Holy shit!
I just maxed out, and it's mostly arm wrestlers. And I started going through the list, like people I don't really know, and I'm just like deleting them to make room for more arm wrestlers. Like, I didn't even like this guy in high school. Delete, like, fuck this. I can add an arm wrestler who might watch my video.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Fuck this. I made room for another arm wrestler.
Yeah. But dude, like on Instagram, like ever since I started posting a lot of arm wrestling stuff on my main page, like now I split it up. Now I have the worst arm wrestling Instagram, and then I have my personal Instagram, and I've tried to split it up a little bit. But on my personal one, I'm like over 20,000 followers. And I don't even know why. Ever since I started posting pictures of arm wrestling, and then when I had my daughter, like the pictures I post of her, I just got tons of followers. So then I split it up, and now the arm wrestling one, I only do arm wrestling stuff on that one.
Okay.
And that one is like up to like 500 or 600 people now.
Good shit, dude.
So it just started growing like quickly.
Dude,
the funny videos are what do it, dude.
I know people like comedy entertainment.
You know what's really funny, and you'll appreciate this. The band video did okay in the arm wrestling community, but when I posted it in like the gym community, it fucking blew up. Like everybody was sharing the stupid band video. Like I purposely joined some groups on Facebook that were resistance band groups and then posted it in those. And within like 10 minutes, dude, on my was it TikTok? I don't know. On Instagram, it blew up to like 15,000 views. I was like, oh my God, dude, because people kept sharing it.
How awesome.
So I was like, that's pretty funny, dude. Like, so now I'm thinking like there are other ways to get some of my stupid videos seen because the fitness community also finds stuff like that funny, not just arm wrestlers.
Dude, absolutely,
so
bro.
Even though I was at an arm wrestling table, they were more laughing about the resistance bands, you know?
Because you're still working out, so it still fits in the realm of fitness.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the yeah, dude, that's great stuff, man. Yeah. Hilarious, dude.
I'm okay being the guy who's a little fit and a little fat mixed into one. You know?
Dude, that's awesome.
I've embraced being a fat guy, so now it's a little bit easier to just put yourself out there doing stupid things. You know?
Hey, man, if you're happy and you're at peace with it, that's good, man.
You got it, dude. Once you get a certain age, you're just like, fuck it, I don't care. Who am I trying to impress? And I'm married and I have a kid.
And you're married, You're married.
Yeah.
It's a shit,
not like I'm out on the prowl.
Yeah. Now just focus and put all your energy into arm wrestling. That's
yeah. Exactly, man. Well, dude, thanks. And I'll start editing this, and when I get it up, I'll send you the link, and it'll be on YouTube probably tomorrow or maybe tonight. We'll see.
Sounds good.
It takes a long time to go from like once I edit it and I turn it into a video that can be uploaded to YouTube. Sometimes that like it has to like render.
Right.
It takes sometimes like an hour just to fucking render. So.
Right.
That process is kind of slow. But
all good, bro. The process of YouTube. I love it.
It's hard. Like every night this week, like my interviews have gone late like this, dude. And then, you know, so like during the week, it's hard because I'm like, I gotta work at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, dude, now I'm like waking up tired. Like,
aren't you? Yeah, you're working tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get to bed soon, bro.
I know. That's why, like, it might not be up until tomorrow. We'll see.
Oh, dude, I don't. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. You're a busy man, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
All right,
dude. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, thanks for having me, brother.
Thank you so much, dude.
Peace.
Peace.
Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna.